Watching Rogers TV.
Gentlemen, to Arby's Nationals Hockey here on Rogers TV as we get set for Game 3 of the Sutherland Cup semifinals between the visiting Chatham Maroons and the London Nationals. And I don't even know what to think about this series anymore, Jeremy. It's back and forth. Nationals just dominate Game 1. Chatham dominates Game 2. And that pretty much brings us to the story of the game right off the bat here. It's anybody's series right now. And the story of the game is capitalizing on chances.
Absolutely. I mean, in Game 1, London potted 8 goals, and in Game 2, Chatham potted 6. So a 1-1 series. We'll see how it goes here tonight for Game number 3.
It could be any way. It's pretty much up for grabs no matter who comes out and gets it tonight. Looking at our starting goaltenders for tonight, should be a pretty solid matchup with the usual suspects in between the pipes for both teams. But before we get there, we are going to send it down to ice level for opening ceremonies.
Fans at this time, the London Nationals wish to acknowledge the Intermission, Intermission, and Alan Wandering peoples, whose traditional lands we are gathered upon this evening. Fans, will you now please stand if you are able, remove your hats, and join Candace Burgo in the singing of our national anthem.
Our two goaltenders between the pipes for the London Nationals. No surprise, Aiden Barry back in there once again, and Luka Dobrik is starting in net for the Chatham Maroons. What should we expect between these two goaltenders?
Well, expect to see solid goaltending between these two teams. Aiden Barry had a solid season, and then during the playoffs, Barry's had a little bit of a slip and slide during these first couple of rounds, but he's looking to rebound after last night's effort, looking to get the W here tonight.
Dobrik coming in relief in Game 1, and then looking at our keys to the game, defend the middle for the Chatham Maroons is really what they got to do. The Nationals lit them up in Game 1, and it was a lot of just going straight down and really driving the net. They're going to have to really stop that.
Absolutely, and for London, it has to be the secondary scoring. I mean, you were able to pot 8 in Game number 1, but only 1, and Riley Wood getting the goal last night for the Nationals. They got to do better here tonight.
We'll see how we go as puck drop goes, and face-off won by the Nationals. Across the blue line, Jacob Julian, he'll chop it down into the offensive zone. Burge quickly tries to throw it out front. That hits a stick and then goes safely to the far wall. Out of their own zone, and Julian applies some pressure, keeps the puck in. Now it's cleared into the neutral zone. Across the blue line, Julian loses control of it, dumps it behind the net. Burge tries to get there. Sent back to the blue line by Spence. Picked up now by Burge. Burge over to Wood. Wood, puck's cleared out now. Maroons will carry it out of their own zone. Brought over by Simons. Cameron Simons, captain of the Maroons, was not available in Game 1, but made a big impact in Game 2 for the Maroons, helping them that big 6-1 win. Intended there, pass goes a little too far by Zabo, and we'll go for icing and brought all the way down into the Maroons territory.
Good pace to start this game. The Nationals were able to get some quick little zone time here as it'll come back down into Chatham territory. The Nationals need to have this type of jump here in game number 3. They weren't able to have any sort of success last night in game number 2, so hoping for here more success in game 3.
I want to point out there, just as we were coming back there, Dennis Maroon, assistant coach for the National, wearing the flashy pink suit on the bench. Gotta love it when some of the coaches come out with some better style on the bench. Face off now, the Maroons are trying to come out. We will see our first penalty coming here to the Nationals. Aiden French heading to the box for tripping. Puck picked up, and there goes the whistle. It'll be a slashing ball.
Happened right in the neutral zone. As you can see it right there, a slash and takes down the Chatham player right at center ice. And that's 2 minutes, and the London Nationals penalty kill will go to work. So far, they are at home. Got 0 power play goals scored against them. They have a perfect penalty kill, hoping to do so here.
And get that home cooking going for them as they just work so well here at the Western Fair Sports Center. The benefit for them is having that bigger ice, the Olympic-sized rink. Not many other teams in the league have that to their advantage, so it really makes a difference.
Absolutely. When you have that bigger ice surface, there's more room to skate around. And even a team like Chatham would benefit from that. But the Nationals having that home ice, they're used to it, and they can take advantage.
Face off one by the Nationals, but the Maroons will try to pick it up. Burrs tries to clear it out, just gets over the blue line. Brought back in across the blue line by Graham. Now to Clark. Clark throws a cross ice over to Spence. Lucas Chard applying some pressure down low. The Maroons will try to break out of their own zone and get this power play underway. Back across the blue line by Simons. Picked up now by Brown. We saw during game 1, the Maroons did not have any, couldn't get any real chances going on the Nationals penalty kill. Arsenault throws that hard around the boards, kept in at the blue line by Spence. And he'll throw it down low again to Brown. Right out front, Clark takes a shot. That one just hits the shoulder of Barry and stays out. Back down low again, chance right in the slot. Caranuzzi over to Spence. Great defensive play by Chard to knock that out of their own zone. Caranuzzi back across the blue line and dodges the big hit coming from Sanofi. Now over to Whaley. Whaley dishes it down low. Back to Whaley at the blue line. Whaley takes a shot. That hits a body in front, and then Barry kicks it in the corner. See it. And that puck just go across the blue line, so we will have an offside, and we're going to come all the way down into Maroons territory with that.
And so far in this contest, the Nationals have taken the physical play towards the Chatham Maroons. We have seen it a couple times. They've thrown their body around trying to play that physical style, and when you have guys like Burridge and Beaupre throwing the body around, it's certainly a benefit for the Nationals.
We're going to have to see a lot more from the Nationals in that. We saw a lot of it in game 1, but no Deacon Holmes in the lineup during his second game of his 2-game suspension. It's going to be a big loss to the team, especially with how good of a net front presence he is for the team defensively. Played down in the National zone. Heggie will try to throw it out. Gets to the blue line. Beaupre gets it up over to Sanofi. Sanofi comes in, although takes a shot. That one just goes wide. Braden Sanofi almost opens the scoring with a grade A chance on the penalty kill. French exits the box, back to 5-on-5 hockey. Here comes Beaupre and French 2-on-1. Beaupre waits, shoots, and nice glove save by Dobrik.
We'll have a look at the first shorthanded chance. You can see it right here as he takes the shot. There's not much room for him to try to put it anywhere, and a good stop there by Dobrik as he's able to play aggressively out in front of his blue plate, make the save, and even on the 2-on-1, he didn't allow a great scoring chance, even though the Nationals got 2 on that penalty kill. Shot so far 3-2 in favor of the Chatham Maroons.
Great back checking there by Galinsky as well to help minimize that chance by Sanofi. Across the blue line now comes Brown. He tries to dish it down low, blocked in the corner by Duarte. Duarte banks off the boards, gets to the blue line, kept in by Dimmer. Now thrown back down low again by Paranuzzi. Graham in the far side. He gets hit, gets to the blue line. Spence will keep it in. Over to Dittmer. He takes a shot. Barry gloves that down and hangs on.
Chatham Maroons moving the puck well so far early on in this contest. They are activating their D, and again, Spence is able to mobilize their defensive unit, able to swing the puck around. They get the shot towards Aiden Barry, and he's able to gobble that one up with his glove and has a face-off to his right.
We've seen that a lot from the Maroons so far in this series, really getting their D involved in a lot of their plays, whether that be Spence or Dittmer or Whaley. A lot of puck movement, all starting from that back end. Arsenault, he'll just throw it hard in the offensive zone. Puck will come back out, brought up by Dittmer, stolen quickly by the Nationals, and brought across the blue line by Sandovi. Sandovi walks in, tries to get a backhand chance. Great defensive play by Spence to deny the opportunity. McGowan pushed off the puck at the blue line by Graham. Sent over to Dittmer. Dittmer crossed the red line and dumps it in as they go off for a change. Give it over to Owen McGowan. He'll lead for Beaupre. Beaupre throws it down low, quickly picked up now by the Maroons. Nichols puts a nice hit out front. Puck comes right out front, just misses Bowers. Another attempt, tries to get it to French, can't connect on the pass. French gets pinched off on the wall by two Maroons. Back out front, can't quite connect on the pass to Nichols. Back to Bowers again. Ryland Bowers, 7 goals so far in these playoffs. Puck picked up now, come the other way by Backett. Dish it off, Fancy, he takes a shot in close. And right into the breadbasket of Barry, and he'll hold on again.
Transitional hockey, name of the game here for the Chatham Maroons, as they were able to intercept that puck as the Nationals were having some good offensive zone time. They turn it quick the other way, bring 4 Maroons up the ice, and Aiden Barry once again having to stand tall in early on here in this game.
We're seeing a different look from the Chatham Maroons that we did in game 1 here. Really trying to capitalize on getting those counter punches in. Anytime the Nationals come down, it's a quick attack the other way. Puck picked up now by Noah Arsenault. He tried to get a breakout pass. Ends up on the stick of French, but quickly stolen back. And long shot from the blue line by Miller. And Barry just has to hang on to that, awkwardly catches it.
Yeah, quick steal there by Miller as he's able to make the inside-out move and throw a shot onto Aiden Barry that he didn't quite comfortably have. He had to allow that to hit him in the chest, let that go down onto the ice, cover that one up, and have another face-off to the right and get fresh change on the ice there for the Nationals.
Nationals get that top line back out on the ice. Cunningham with the puck. He'll try to dish it over to the far wall where Whaley was waiting. Come out, just misses Griffiths. Take shot by Galinsky. He just puts that high and wide. Zabo dumps it down low. Galinsky will battle for the puck. Gets it up to the hash marks. Now the puck will come out. Riley Wood banks it off the boards to Burridge. Burridge tries to throw it into the slot as you had Julian going right down the middle. A great play by Whaley to deny the pass. Another shot for the blue line. Tried to get deflected by Julian, but it ends up just floating right on net.
We talked about it at the top of the broadcast for the Chatham Maroons. They had to defend the middle of the ice, and that's exactly what the Maroons had to do on that play, as Burridge knew where Jacob Julian was going to be. He knew he was going to be coming up the middle of the ice, and just like that, the Maroons were able to stop that, not allow the Nationals to have a grade A scoring chance. Shot came from the point. Easy stop there for Dobrik.
Chard ties up his man in the face-off circle as French tries to get a shot on. Puck just sits there as the Maroons will carry it out of the zone. Laid down low by Gervais. Down low, the Maroons will kick it up to the half wall. Gervais on the boards, gets it stolen off his stick, almost kept it at the blue line, now will come out and sent back in again, this time by Sculthorpe. Two Maroons end up colliding with each other on the boards. The Nationals will recover the puck, brought up by Owen McGowan. Over to French. Now to Lucas Chard, 4 Nationals wide, nobody gets a shot. Arsenault throws it down low. Played out front, tries to get a shot off, down on his knees is Bowers, and now will be brought back the other way. Maroons coming back with numbers. Sculthorpe over to Spence. Spence takes a shot right to the body of Barry, can't hang on to it. Puck goes right back out front, loose puck, trying to get a hold of it out of the Nationals as French finally will. as he'll bank it off the boards and down the ice. Not enough for icing as Doyle will pick it up as the Nationals go off for a change. Lead pass for Gervais, just tipped into the offensive zone. Behind the net, Monroe gets hit, but manages to get the puck to Wood along the boards. Down to Brown. Brown looking for that outlet pass, finds Clark at the blue line. Clark pressured, but managed to put it in the zone again. Julian over to Monroe. Monroe, nice little move to get around a few defenders, but can't hold on to the puck. Puck gets sent back out, still held on by Brown. He sends it over to Paranuzzi. Paranuzzi takes a shot, bouncing puck out front, still loose. Wood will finally pick it up. Stolen again by Paranuzzi. Sent behind the net to Graham. Nice play out front and shoots and scores! What a passing play by the Maroons, and they'll open the scoring.
Good offensive pressure by the Chatham Maroons as they got their cycle going, and they were able to make a beautiful behind the back pass out in front, and they were able to bury that one. As once again, it's going to be Connor Paranuzzi who gets goal number 5 of the playoffs for him. And just like that, the Chatham Maroons up 1-0 in for London. They need to be careful not to be puck watching on that, as they were able to swing that out in front. No one out in front of the net for the Nationals.
Yeah, Paranuzzi just nice, sneakily goes right down the slot. A beautiful pass from behind the net as that one goes right on the board. And the Maroons will take an early 1-0 lead here, almost halfway through the first period. Back the other way, here come the Nationals, 2-on-1. Over to Chard. Chard tries to get it back to Bowers. Can't quite get the pass in time. We will see a penalty coming to the Maroons, though.
A slash is the call. As right away, the Nationals were looking to respond on the play, as it was a 2-on-1, and Chard tried to get that over across, just couldn't get there and finish it off. And so just like that, the Nationals are going to go to the power play here for the first time in tonight's game.
And as we get ready for the power play, our first period, as always, brought to you by J&F Concrete and Ready Mix. Now over to Jeff Burge. Burge walks it, takes a shot. He's with looking top corner, just couldn't connect with it. Puck goes all the way down to the Nationals territory. Owen McGowan will pick it up. McGowan, backhand pass up to Julian. Julian just dumps it in. Play at the wall, still kept in at the blue line. Now it clears. McGowan and Burge going back and forth, trying to find that opening. Over to Wood. Wood across the blue line. Nice little drop pass to McGowan. McGowan's pass gets banked off the leg of Cunningham. McGowan pinches down low. Gives it over to Chard. Chard walks to the front, over to Burge. Burge, another shot by Wood. That gets blocked. And we see a broken stick on the play again. Another penalty coming here.
And it's going to go to Riley Wood on this play. As his stick ends up breaking into 2 pieces, and you can't continue to carry your stick if it breaks and try to play the puck as he tries to do that.
Yeah, so it clearly breaks off the shot, and then he just doesn't drop the stick in time. And so what was a power play will now turn to 4-on-4 for a minute 3.
And just a play that Riley Wood should have known better on that play. He realizes that his stick breaks and the puck's coming right towards him, and he can't really play it, and he kicks it, and then that automatically draws the call, and so now we got 4-on-4.
Played right down low. The Maroons will try to throw it right out front. Ends up on the stick of Spence. Backett. He tries to get a hold of it. Spence and Backett going back and forth. Now over to Brown. Across the blue line. That one just goes a little too far out of reach for Simons. National trying to bring out the left wing side. Long pass intended for Pace Rock, out of his reach. Now over to Spence. Back to Simons. Simons can't make the pass, so it goes just a little too far into his reach. Back the other way, loose puck right up front. Barry with a nice save in tight. Robs Paranuzzi. Spence Good pressure by Bowers will clear that zone. Power play ends as 4-4 ends as Fancy joins the action. Monroe throws a big hit down in the corner. Back to Fancy. Maroons have a minute left of this power play. Shot from just the top of the circle. Barry gloves that down easily. 11 to make that save. 11 to 3 are your shots in favor of the Maroons, and that they are just laying it on the Nationals early here in the first.
Absolutely, and that's one of the things that the Nationals are going to have to not do so much is allow all these shots. We talked about it off the top of the broadcast, is keeping the front of the net open for the Nationals, and so far Chatham's been able to capitalize out in front.
Maroons still 30 seconds left on this power play opportunity. Ends up on the stick of Galinsky. Now over to Whaley. A little back and forth between the two as they move in the offensive zone. Big hit by Sanofi as he'll just steal the puck and dump it down the length of the ice. 13 seconds left here. Chance for one more rush. Whaley brings it up the wall. He'll just dump it in. Picked up on the far side. Tries to get over to Fancy. Fancy gloves it down himself. Ends up having to throw it behind the net. Can't get it to Simons. Simons, he walks out. Nice cross-ice pass. Big hit by Beaupre. Puck comes right down, and the Nationals get the face-off just as the power play expires. There's Heggie getting into it a bit.
Yeah, again, we talked about the physicality of the Nationals, and Beaupre takes his man out, in which the Chatham Maroons took exception to that a little bit as we had a little conversation there as Heggie was saying a few words. And so a face-off will be to the right of Aiden Berry, who's faced 12 shots. One has gone behind him, and he's had to carry a lot of the load so far in this game for the Nationals, having to come up big a couple of times here so far.
Face-off to the left-hand side of Aiden Berry. Gets scrubbed. The Maroons will try to come away with it. Picked up now by French. He'll throw it behind the net where Arsenault will pick it up. Arsenault along the wall. Puck gets overturned. Down low, now picked up again. Here comes Simons the other way for the Maroons. Simon breaks his way in, tries to keep going, but the bouncing puck won't let him. Puck thrown high in the air, somehow does not hit any of the rafters. And played down low. Good determination there by Dittmer to stick with it. Puck gets sent back around. Spence will be the first one on it. Out of the blue line, puck knocked out of midair there by French. So we will have a face-off for Hastek.
7:18 left here in this first period, and so far the Chatham Maroons have had a lot of the offensive pressure inside of London's zone, and London's doing a good job of keeping them outside. The one goal was right out in front of the net, something that the Nationals have to do better here to try to win this game and go up 2-1.
Face-off won by the Nationals, picked up by Riley Wood. Wood dishes it around Whaley and will pick it up. Tries to throw it right out front, gets it on the stick of Julian, but Julian can't do anything with it. Another shot from the blue line. That one just rifles itself above the net. Burge down low, picked up by Julian. Julian dishes out to Griffiths. Griffiths, little backhand pass, gets over Julian. Julian to Wood. Wood takes a shot and gets caught down low. Bit of a quick whistle, but Dobrik will hang on.
Yeah, good scoring chance there for the Nationals as Griffith was able to keep it in at the blue line, swing that down low, and Riley Wood, who got the lone goal in last night's game for the Nationals, able to get a quick shot on net, and Dobrik able to take that one and make a save.
That first goal, that shot there was the first shot the Nationals have had in the last 6 minutes. Play comes all the way down, picked up by Brown in the corner. Gets some help from Graham. Try to clear the zone, stolen back by the Nationals. Across the red line, Wood will just dump it in. Griffiths on there on the offense. Picked up by Burge outside, nice shot in tight. And Dobrik has to make a hard save, but bounced up to the glove and will hang on once again.
The Nationals starting to get some more shots towards Dobrik as Griffith had the shot on the backhand, couldn't quite get all of what he wanted on it. Dobrik able to make the save, and again, he'll have a face-off coming up here to his left with Chard and French out there on the ice for the Nationals.
Face-off won cleanly by the Maroons. Sent over to Whaley. Colin Whaley trying a long pass, ends up on the stick. Now over to Fancy. Fancy walks in, he takes a shot. That gets blocked by McGowan. Now over to Chard. Chard up the wall. Over to Bowers. Bowers throws it to an empty wing, but easily goes to Spence as he dishes it right back to Fancy. Simons behind the net. Fancy tries to get the puck. He blows a tire. He picked up again by the Nationals. French, cross ice pass. Now we brought over just to the blue line. And now be dumped in. Brings the lone National down there. Now they'll try to pick it up. Behind the net, Dittmer. He takes a hit. Gets up to the wall to Miller. Kept in the blue line by McGowan. He takes a shot. Blocked away again by Dobrik. Right up front again. Loose puck. Now we picked up. Simons brings it out. Simons across the blue line. Tries to hit Miller streaking down the middle. Puck gets tipped out and will go out of play. We'll have to reset in the National zone.
Okay, London doing a good job along the boards. They're able to win those battles against the Maroons so far, and it ends up rewarding them a few times as they've been getting some shots towards Dobrik, and Chatham has been able to have the open ice play. So both sides trying to figure out their strengths here so far in this game.
Face-off won by the Nationals, picked up by Curtis Hagee. Over Monroe. Monroe's pass intended for Sanavy. That gets blocked. And across the blue line, just overskated a bit there by Beaupre. Nationals have to touch up and try again. Brought across the blue line by Brown. Brown gets his stick lifted. Thrown hard against the boards of Paranuzzi. Back up front, Paranuzzi gets taken down hard again, this time by Nichols. Puck banked off the back wall. Picked up by Monroe. Monroe tried to put it up the wall. Sanavy can't get a hold of it. Still kept in by the Maroons. Now over to Beaupre. Beaupre, cross ice pass, gets it to Sanavy. Sanavy tries to hit Nichols with it. He reaches for it, just tips in the offensive zone, but quickly turned over by the Maroons. Now onto the stick of Sanavy. Sanavy has to try to skate right through four Maroons players. Gets through. Clark's down hard off that last hit. Whistle will go for icing. So we'll come all the way back down to the Nationals territory. Clark laboring his shoulder after he takes that last hit. We'll have to keep an eye on him.
Yeah, he fell awkwardly on that play. And you had Beaupre trying to mix it up there with three different Maroons, and unfortunately therefore the Chatham D-man, it looks like he's going to be okay as he returns to the bench. Just took a bit of an awkward fall there, and he's returning to the Chatham bench.
Face-off won by the Nationals. They'll try to clear the zone, but it will be kept in. Now it clears the zone. And now we picked up by Whaley. Whaley dumps it in for the Maroons. Monroe, he tries to clear the zone. Kept in at the blue line by Zabo. Monroe over to Heggie. Heggie will just flip that puck into neutral ice. Zabo reaches down and blocks that as Chard was ready to take it away. Whaley again, he comes in with speed. Ends up putting it behind the net. Still drives for it. Picked up again by Chard. Over to French. 3:25 left here in the first period. Still 1-0 is your score in favor of the Maroons. Right up front again. Bowers, he tries to put it in. Loose puck down low. And Dobrik down and out, but still can't convert are the Nationals. Played right at the blue line. Sculthorpe, he can't clear the zone. Now it finally clears National's second line, finally bringing some life to this offense. Hagee, cross ice to pace Roth. Now over to Vanderzon. Vanderzon can't hold on to it. Goes between the legs of Duarte, brought the other way by Miller. Vanderzon takes Miller down, and he's going to get a penalty for that. Be a hooking call on Sam Vanderzon.
Yeah, an unfortunate break there for Vandersloot as he's just going down low to try to retrieve the puck, and he ends up tripping his man down low in Miller, and Miller goes down. 2 minutes on the clock, and the Maroons will go to the power play. And the Nationals had a golden scoring opportunity. I don't know how it did not find the back of the net.
Rylan Bowers has shown his scoring prowess in the playoffs here, and just unlucky on that last attempt. Back the other way, here comes Whaley. Let's try out for the third power play of the night, still 0 for 2 so far. McGowan, he'll just rifle that one around the boards. That one will go all the way down. Whaley recovers, Shard applying pressure. Circles back, gets it over to Clark. Now over to Zabo. Zabo across the blue line, stolen by Chard. Chard tries to get by Whaley, gets denied. Picked up now by Burge. Burge will walk in. Tries to make a move inside Galinsky, but can't get through. Aggie will try to clear the zone. Ends up bouncing off the leg of Zabo. Stolen by the Maroons again, but the Nationals clear the zone. A minute left in the power play. Both teams going for changes. Picked up by Spence. Spence will try to lead the attack here. Gets it across the blue line. Clark looking for the pass, throws across ice. Back to Spence to the blue line. Spence down to Clark. Clark waits, still can't find that opening. Nationals doing a good job clogging the lanes. Spence in tight again, cross ice pass, open chance, takes the shot. That one just goes wide.
Last minute of play in the first period.
Last minute of play in the first. Puck stolen by Beaupre. Owen Monroe. Monroe will just sky that one the length of the ice. Almost hit Sanofi right at the blue line. 3 seconds left in the power play to Vandersloot. Nationals penalty kill continues to be a strength for them. They kill off their third penalty here in the first. Pace Roth, he pins his man behind the boards. Gets some help from Vandersloot. Back out, Nationals got 20 seconds left as they're trying to break out. Over to Julian, Julian across the blue line. He walks it, takes a shot, blockered away by Dobrik. Back to the blue line, Griffiths, he tries to pitch down low. Will come back out. Over to Vandersloot, 7 seconds left. Over to Griffiths. Griffiths will just float it in, and that will do it for the first period. The Maroons strike early and manage to put one on the board as we will head into the first intermission. 1-0 is your score in favor of the Chatham Maroons here on Arby's Nationals Hockey on Rogers TV.
This program is brought to you by the following sponsors.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Calling all journalism students, Omni Television is once again awarding scholarships to qualified students pursuing a career in third language journalism.
When I found out that I won an Omni scholarship, I honestly wasn't expecting it. Winning an Omni scholarship helped me realize that I chose the right career path by pursuing third language journalism.
Omni is home to a variety of locally produced current affairs programs and daily national newscasts, broadcast in 6 languages. To learn more about Omni scholarships, visit omnitv.ca/scholarships.
The regulars, the guys who keep this place in business. Last week, they had something to celebrate. Jason had just finished university. So they toasted his profs, his TAs, his old roommates. Well, they toasted just about everyone. But I worry about and take care of my guys. So even when I know they're not driving, sometimes that means bringing them a little surprise. And then they had a drink to me.
Brought to you by Smart Serve Ontario and Arrive Alive, Drive Sober.
This is Rogers TV.
Continuing to check in with our conversations we had with Coach Dave Mastos, we look at his coaching style.
I would say I'm detailed. I'm not a yeller and a screamer. I think a teacher is probably the best way to do it. I think the way that I do it allows players to get 10 yards past the finish line rather than fall 10 yards short of it. You can't guarantee wins. That's sport. We know that. You just don't know. There's so many elements and variables that come into play. But if you can have a fourth liner challenge for a third line spot because he feels so good, or a second liner challenge for a first line spot because he feels so good, that's what we're here for. I got young kids myself, and you want them to be coached by people that when they come home, they feel like they're on top of a mountain. And not just on top of it, but they want to move the mountains for those coaches because they know that they care, and that's kind of it's sort of the way that I've always done it. It doesn't come hard for me. What comes hard for me is the yelling and the screaming. It's just not part of the way that I do it. But I think for the most part, with the success and everything that's happened to me, I don't really want to change it. The players really open up to the trainers. Like they're just in a softer environment, and they're just more themselves. So often you kind of get at second, third, fourth hand information. But I like that open door policy. You can ask me anything you want. There is no such thing as a bad question, is what I always say to them. So, if there's a moment that you're not sure about, just ask. I'm not going to judge you because I don't claim to be perfect either. I don't coach perfect games. I don't have perfect weeks. I don't have perfect moments all the time. And so I ask them to make me better. And I think that sort of line of communication and that transparency is really important to me, because then we start seeing the game through each other's eyes. They're going to see it through my eyes because I show the video. They're going to see it through my eyes because I'm very vocal on the bench, just navigating. I actually I speak the game on the bench, and they listen, and so I can hear their voices start saying what I'm saying, which is kind of cool for me. But I also want to see the game through your eyes, and I think it's a fair balance.
And we'll be back with more of the first intermission.
Your visit isn't really necessary.
I'll judge for myself.
I know you're an MP, Miss McPhail, but a woman has never...
I am not leaving till I do. How can such a society be called civilized? If those appalling conditions don't change, that prison will explode!
Perhaps our lone lady member is too fragile to know what is normal in a prison.
Is this normal?
Her courage would lead to the overhaul of the entire Canadian penal system. Agnes McPhail, Canada's first woman MP.
Your mouth can do a lot of amazing things. And your mouth can save a life.
Hi, I'm Tom Wong. I'm just one of close to 1,000 Canadians in search of a stem cell match. We need your help.
A simple swab is all you need to register on the National Stem Cell Database. You could be the one to save a life. Find the hero in you.
Do you enjoy watching Arby's Nationals hockey on Rogers TV? Then join the crew. Volunteers are needed to learn the skills needed to put on a show, including camera, audio, graphics, and more. Visit rogerstv.com/volunteer to sign up. Back here at the Western Fair Sports Center, the Nationals trail the Chatham Maroons by a score of 1-0 in a much different contest from what we've seen the last two games. The Maroons really dictating the play for the most part.
Absolutely. You look at that first period of play by the Chatham Maroons. They were able to get the puck towards the front of the net, which led them to getting the first goal of the game and the only goal of the game so far. And for London, they have to make sure that they defend well. You know, a couple of guys out of the lineup that would help that net front presence for the Nationals. But again, Chatham able to capitalize, and they have the 1-0 lead.
This could be a lot bigger gap in the game too, but we're seeing Aiden Berry play a really solid game so far. As we said, the Maroons really dictating the pace with getting a lot of shots, and Berry's just standing up tall the entire time.
When you have a solid goaltender like Aiden Berry, he's what you need. You need a guy that's going to be able to carry you through 60 minutes. You need a game where your goaltender is going to be the reason that you're in the game. And so for Aiden Berry, he's been doing that so far through the first 20 minutes, and hopefully the next 40, he's able to keep the puck out of the net and allow the Nationals to try to get back into this game.
Between the pipes on the other end, Luka Dobrik, he's been a pretty solid. He hasn't been tested too much so far, but he was tested last night and again tonight in small spurts. We saw that big chance by Sanofi, almost buried one early. Bowers had a great opportunity. But what is he doing that's been so successful for the Maroons?
He's just been so solid. I mean, he's undefeated so far in this playoffs, 3-0, and he's just one of those goaltenders that he doesn't panic. He's one of those goaltenders that if something's happening in front of him, he just allows the play to happen. He makes the saves when he needs to. He's able to control everything in front, and he's able to keep Chatham alive and so far winning in this contest.
I think the other thing that's a big key right now, at least for the Nationals to try to take some victory out of that first period, is the fact that your penalty kill continues to be dominant. The Maroons haven't got anything going.
Absolutely, and so far this postseason, the Nationals are 0 for 35 on their penalty kill, which is a perfect 100% on their kill, which is a great thing out of that first period. You had 3 penalties in that period, and the Nationals killed all 3 of them. So therefore, that's a really good penalty kill, and they need to continue the penalty kill going forward here in this game.
It's really surprising when you have such a high-powered offense coming in. Chatham Maroons once again leading the entire GOJHL in goals scored through that regular season, and handily took care of the Kamoka Kings in the first round. So it's really a big statement for that penalty kill and goaltending to be able to shut down that team, especially a team that just got back Cameron Simons, who was their top scorer through the regular season.
Absolutely, and the Chatham Maroons, they know how to put the puck in the back of the net. But again, when you have 2 top teams coming out of the Western Conference, it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. Game 1, high scoring. Game 2, high scoring. And tonight so far, it's low scoring. So we'll see how tonight goes. We'll see if Chatham continues to try to put the puck in the back of the net, or we'll see if London tries to keep it tight and keep it low scoring.
Throughout Game 1 and Game 2, they were both fairly low scoring after the first 20 minutes, and then the games got broken open. We'll see if that trend continues tonight.
Welcome to the traditional, ancestral, unceded territory of the Stalo people. The Stalo are people of the river. I'm so thankful for the courage and resiliency of our ancestors who lived on this land since time immemorial. Each of us have gifts from the Creator, and our Creator has a plan and purpose to be fulfilled in our territory. As we embrace our traditional teachings, we can lead the next generation into the fullness of what our Creator designed. Our shared history reveals a broken relationship, but as all Canadians commit to hear truth, acknowledge injustice, we can learn to walk in our traditional way, Letsamot, with a good heart and a good mind. Then all of our lives will be enriched. Kwasai.
Everybody knows not to drink and drive, but some people still think it's okay to take drugs and drive. Police have the authority, the ability, and the tools to determine if drivers are impaired by legal or illegal drugs. And because drug-impaired drivers can pose just as great a risk as drunk drivers, they face the same penalties, like the loss of their driver's license, a criminal record, fines, and more. A message from the RCMP, the Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police, and Arrive Alive, Drive Sober.
Watch Play and Win every Monday night at 8 p.m. Play Optimus TV Bingo on Rogers TV. Cards are available at multiple London locations and are good for all 3 games. Weekly jackpots total $3,000. Looking at our Paul Duarte and Associates shots on goal, the Maroons led the Nationals 13-5 after 20 minutes of play, and that's why we have a 1-0 score as we get set for the second period. But As we always, we will take a look at our next game, which is Game 5, which could be a do-or-die game for one of these teams. I'll be here on Rogers TV at 7 o'clock, as always, and could be 3-1 in that series, could be tied 2-2. Still lots of hockey to play between these two teams. As we've said already multiple times, big wins for both sides through games 1 and 2. No idea what to expect going through the rest of this series. All depends on which team shows up when. Face-off won by the Maroons as they'll try to break out of their own zone. Picked up now by Bowers over to Chard. Chard across the blue line. Looking for that outlet pass, gets it to Arsenault. Arsenault takes a shot from the blue line, gets in front, takes the tip by French. Loose puck again. Still loose, trying to get it. The Nationals can't quite get anything past Dobrik. All kinds of chances, but nothing to show for it. Simon's pass intended for Fancy, just a little too far as he goes offside. Nationals regroup and bring it back the other way. Bowers over to Chard. Chard walks his way in. Tries to put it right out front. Loose puck again. French can't get a stick on it. Chard throws a body. Gets some help from Bowers. Down low from Arsenault. Back the blue line again. Gets halfway there and then stopped up by Simons. Now it comes to neutral ice. Owen McGowan over to Noah Arsenault. Arsenault off the wall to Bauer, to Burge. Burge to Wood. Wood walks in, tries to take a shot. Nice deflection play by Spence. Comes up the wall, Golinski gets it to the blue line, kept in by Wood. He takes a hard hit. Big solid hit thrown there by Golinski. Played down low by Spence. Stolen by the Nationals. They try to move it out front. Picked up by Burge. Down low to Julian. Julian over to Wood. Wood to Burge. Burge can't quite find a clean lane for a shot. Now takes a shot. That hits a leg out front. Back into neutral ice. Monroe. Over to Heggie. Curtis Heggie. Long pass to Burge. Burge crossed the red line. Just dumps it far side. Picked up by Julian. Julian gets some support by Wood. Back to the blue line again to Heggie. Over to Monroe. Monroe bobbles the puck, throws it on net, tipped out front by Burge. Still having a collision in the far corner as Dittmer was getting into it with Julian. Both of them going hard on the boards again. Two Nationals, two Maroons. Third National comes in for support. Puck finally comes loose. Will be picked up by Cunningham and he clears the zone. Over to Monroe. Monroe, lead pass was intended for Nichols, who just came on the ice, but he wasn't quite ready for it, so we'll see an icing back down in the Nationals territory.
Yeah, lots of action and happening here early in the second period as the Nationals have had the majority of the zone time. Again, they can't seem to beat Dobrik as there was a couple of golden scoring chances for the Nationals in that top line, and they weren't able to cash in, and so now they face off down inside the London zone.
Shots 4-0 already here in the period, 4-1 in favor of the Nationals, so they start out quite aggressive compared to what we saw from them in the first period. Played by Zabo at the blue line. Picked up by Nichols, he'll clear the zone. Flies a hit over to Burridge. Burge will go off for a change as Zabo turns the puck back the other way for the Maroons. At the blue line, Paranuzzi throws it behind the net. Barry comes out to play it. Bobbled in tight, loose puck. That one just flies right through the crease. Sent behind the net again by Paranuzzi. On the far side, Graham. Over to Brown, hit off the puck by Heggie. Picked the other way by Beaupre. Beaupre tries to hit a give-and-go pass there with Sanofi, but just misses it. At the blue line. The Nationals try to get possession again and will, but can't hold the blue line. Brought across the blue line now by Paranuzzi. He walks in over Graham. Graham takes a shot, just misses wide. Pace Roth, he tries to flip the puck out, gets to the blue line. Zabo does a great job of climbing the ladder to grab that puck. Gets to the blue line and clears now. Nationals have a partial 2-on-1. Beaupre over to Sanofi. Sanofi walks in, makes a move, shoots and scores! Braden Sanofi ties it up.
Well, you knew sooner or later that the Nationals were going to break Dobrik, and on that play, it's Noah Sanity as he's able to get inside the line. And it's a beautiful passing play, 2-on-1, turns into the breakaway, and he just goes forehand, backhand, 5-hole through Dobrik, and now this game is tied at 1 apiece, just like the series, and we'll see if the Nationals can continue the momentum. Now shots 14-10, they are getting back into this game as Chatham doesn't quite have that energy so far to start this second period.
Fantastic effort, though, by that line for the Nationals, as we've seen Beaupre and Sanity buzzing all over the ice throughout this period and in the late parts of the first, and they finally get paid off for it. Backett, he'll keep it in the offensive zone. Laid behind the Nationals net. They'll try to break out. Stick of French, dishes it over to Van der Zalm. Just out of his reach, but Van der Zalm applies some pressure. We'll try to circle back as Clark. Warren Clark will dish it out into neutral ice. Turn back, Clark over the blue line. Now he walks through, almost gets through both defenders. As it gets by Griffiths, but can't beat Pace Rock. Backett holds the line. Picked up now by Griffith. Griffith will just go. Great work by Griffith as he will draw a penalty on Backett. Just keep your feet moving, and the Nationals get that momentum brewing. Get that goal, now get a power play opportunity. See if they can make something of it.
And for a guy like Griffith, who hasn't seen much ice this season for the Nationals, he gets rewarded here on this hustle play. He's able to skate up the ice, and he's able to draw a penalty on the play. And it goes right back to the power play here for the Nationals as they send their top unit out there to try to capitalize and take a lead.
You see on the play there, just Griffith just keeps going with it. He gets around Backett, but Backett just gets that stick right between his legs and will draw the penalty.
And that's a key thing as a defenseman. You want to move your feet, as there's a big hit there by the Maroons.
Another solid play down low as the Maroons try to be aggressive on their penalty kill. As the Nationals will break it out. Across the blue line comes Wood. Wood's got Julian with him, just out of reach of Julian. Sent back to the blue line to Burridge. Burridge, cross ice to McGowan. Down low again. Lost in the feet of Wood. Kept in at the blue line by McGowan. McGowan takes that shot. That one just goes over the net. Another play into the slot. McGowan over to Chard. Chard rips that one. That one gets blocked. As Zabo's a little slow getting up off the block. McGowan again. He takes a shot. Bounces just wide again. Picked up by Wood in the corner. Wood right down low. Chard over to Julian. Back to Wood again. Back to the point. Over to Wood. Wood walks into it. Takes the shot. That gets blocked by Whaley. Chard, little backhand pass up the wall. Again on the stick of the Nationals. Burridge, cross ice pass to Wood. Wood, McGowan winds up, fires that one. Another save again. Another shot down low. Burridge looking for the tip out front. That one just missed a few sticks. Nationals have to regroup. 30 seconds left in the power play. Burridge gets it across the blue line, gets knocked down on the play. The Maroons will clear the zone again. Barry comes out quickly to play it. Throws it behind the net. Cunningham, just an aggressive forecheck. Now on the stick of Burridge again. Burridge almost runs right into French. Manages to stay on his feet. Back to McGowan. Power play will expires. Backett's back on the ice. A little bit of a mess at the blue line as the linesman getting caught in the action. Play comes down low. Van der Zalm almost gets it on his stick. Back to the blue line. Burridge still out there. He tries to take a shot. That gets blocked. Bowers can't get a piece of it. Gets up to the blue line, and the Maroons will carry it out. Here comes Galinsky. Across the blue line, getting some pressure put on him by Bowers. Bowers tries to hit French, who would have had an open lane down the middle, but will go for an icing.
12:38 to go here in this second period. The Nationals, they seem to have the momentum here in this second period as they've been able to work it on their power play. They mainly stuck to the left side, and Burridge didn't get many touches. He did at the final end there and tried to get a couple of shots on net. Unfortunately, couldn't find the back of the net.
Nationals have been closing the gap in shots throughout the period, though. Really dominating play here in the second. Picked up now by French. French carries it down. He tries to move it right out front. He had Heggie going to the net. Kept it to the blue line by Monroe. Monroe over to Bowers. Bowers shot for the point. That one finds its way to the net, but can't get by Dobrik as he'll hang on.
Lots of bodies in front of Dobrik on that one. It wasn't exactly the best of shots, as the London D-man wasn't quite expecting to receive that puck, as he kind of fumbled that one awkwardly, but able to throw it towards the net. Gets a good shot on the net. Not the best of shots, but it's a shot nonetheless, and Dobrik's able to make that save. And again, they're catching up in shots as they're trying to get as much as they can toward the Chatham netminder.
Nationals going back to that Nichols, Beaupre, and Sanofi line. Already got one goal tonight. It's looked dangerous almost every time they've been on the ice. Picked up by Dittmer. He tries to break out of his own zone, ends up sending the puck down the length of the ice. So all for nothing, as we'll have to bring a face-off right back to the Maroon zone.
Maroons not able to change, as London has that Nichols line, as you mentioned, out there. Sanofi, who has the goal for the Nationals here in this period. He's looking to try to get another one here, as they've been able to pound so far on this Chatham defense.
Face-off won by the Maroons. Can't clear the zone. Monroe puts it on from the point. Almost gets through. Picked up again by Wood. Sanofi takes a shot. Tipped aside by Dittmer. Gets to the blue line. Sanofi holds the line. Beaupre tries to keep it in. Still loose. Puck stays in the offensive zone. They'll go to Spence. Spence, a bit of space to work. Managed to avoid the hit. Breaks it out to neutral zone. He ends up on the stick of another Maroon player. Big hit right at the blue line, and we're going to see a penalty coming here to Nichols. I believe that it's actually going to go to Graham. I believe. No, it is going to Nichols. Both players end up colliding right at the blue line here. And take a look on the replay.
Yeah, Nichols with that inadvertent knee-on-knee situation. He stood his man up at the blue line, and so he will go and sit for 2 minutes for the trip. And so the Maroons will go to the power play, unsuccessful so far here in tonight's contest.
2 for 3 on the game. Maroons really would love to try to break that streak here. Shot 16-12 in favor of the Maroons. Face-off won a little too cleanly by them. As the puck will come out, Burridge, he just steals it himself, takes a shot, kicked aside again. Simons will pick it up. He'll carry it across the blue line. He's got Galinsky with him, takes the shot. That one gets blocked by a leg. Now over to Fancy. Fancy takes a shot in the open space. Puck gets lost underneath Barry, and the whistle will go. As we saw another golden opportunity there for Lucas Fancy, but just could not bury it.
Well, just a lucky bounce there for Aiden Barry, as that shot ended up hitting just on the other side of the post and bounces back in behind Aiden Barry. He didn't quite know where it was, and he turns around and finds it in between his legs, and he's able to make that save as the Nationals shoot that puck down the ice.
Clear the entire zone, kill off 30 seconds of the ice of the power play. And they're picked up down in the corner. Galinsky, he gets pinned down low. Great forechecking going on by the Nationals. They'll just pin the puck down low by Lucas Chard. Continues to be an aggressive 3 Maroons it takes to get that puck out. And that kills off yet another 30 seconds. Hard work effort by Lucas Chard. Puck behind the net. Simons, he gets knocked off the puck. Stays on the stick of the Maroons. Whaley down low. Puts it in front of the net. That one kicked aside by Barry. Galinsky, he takes a shot. Almost tipped out front by Zabo. Barry tracks it well and will hang on.
This London Nationals penalty kill is absolutely amazing so far in tonight's contest. They pin it down inside of Chatham's territory for a solid 25 to 30 seconds. And that just shows you how much effort they put into their penalty kill. And that's very impressive if you're head coach Dave Maxos.
Bouncing puck cannot be handled by Spence, and that'll get cleared out. Puck will be coming back the other way. Over to Brown. Brown brings it across the blue line. Paranuzzi gets turnstiled by Beaupre. Puck comes down low. Over to Graham. Back to the blue line to Clark. Over to Spence. Down to Paranuzzi. Still trying to find an open shot. Caught from the blue line by Spence. Ticked aside again. Pass behind over to Brown. Back to Paranuzzi. Paranuzzi walking in. He's trying to find an open lane. Doesn't like anything he sees. Pushes the blue line again. Spence. Nice tip play there by Beaupre to make sure nothing happens. Clark will have to just throw it away. And out of the box comes Nichols. And Nichols just aggressive on top of Luka Dobrik and will force a face-off in Maroons territory.
Well, a bit of a lucky play there as they shot that down as they were still on the kill, but it penalty had expired and they shot that down the ice and it ended up right onto Dobrik's pads, and Nichols skating hard out of the penalty box, able to get there and force a face-off. That's just good hustle there by the Nationals, able to force and get themselves an offensive draw to try to, again, take a lead.
Face-off won by the Scrubs, but now won by the Maroons. Played by Whaley. Whaley gets it up to the wall, now clear out of the zone. Here comes Fancy, full head of steam down the right wing side. Tries to take a shot, blocked by Arsenault. Sent behind the net. Sculthorpe can't get a piece of it. Kept in by Zabo. Now over to Sculthorpe. Sculthorpe circles around, tries to put a shot on net. That gets deflected into the corner. Arsenault will pick it up, dish it to Bowers, just out of his reach, but it does get tipped, and it will be called no icing. Maroons trying to do a home run pass across ice. Sent down, stolen by McGowan. McGowan will bring it back the other way for the Nationals. Cross the blue line, trying to move the puck inside. Will, and just gets it out front, loose puck. And French can't find the back of the net. Jaden French has a golden opportunity presented to him, but just can't get a stick on him. Now it pins the puck on the board, lets the Nationals get almost a full change. Sent back to the blue line, pace raw. Kept in by Griffiths. Down to Bunker. Bunker throws it behind him to French. French can't get a stick on it. Turned back the other way by Zabo. Trying to get the wall up there is Gervais. They'll have the stick of Whaley. Whaley over to Sculthorpe. He'll just dump it down low. The Nationals regroup in their own zone. Duarte over to Bunker. Bunker to Vanderzov. Vanderzov can't handle that pass. Stolen by Spence. Puck we brought all the way back in the Nationals territory again. Logan Pace Rock behind his net. Just under 7:30 left here in the second period. Tied 1-1 here in the second period. Brought right back up front. Brown shoots and scores! Beautiful play as David Brown takes the lead right back for the Maroons.
And Chatham's able to get that goal because of a London turnover right at the blue line. As we'll take a look, Nationals try to get this one out with a good active stick. The Maroons have been doing it all night on their forecheck. They swing it down low to Brown, and he's able to find room on the short side. And now the Chatham Maroons have a 2-1 lead here in this contest. I've been liking the Maroons forecheck. They're on the Nationals D, not allowing them to have that time to make that stretch pass, and so the Maroons get rewarded for their forecheck and have the lead.
That was just a great read there by Connor Paranuzzi as he finds that play, finds that opening, and gets the puck right over to Brown, and that results in the goal. Nothing to say anything against the beautiful shot by Brown, but Paranuzzi, the architect of that play. Puck down low again. Nationals right out front, waiting for it, puts it out front, and Bowers scores! And ties it up just like that. Beautiful play as French, all kinds of patience, dished it right to Bowers, and he makes no mistake. Rylan Bowers, his 8th goal of the playoffs.
Well, what a bounce that was on the play there, as it was a tic-tac-toe, a beautiful shot on the net, and he's able to make no mistake. It was right out in front, and that was just a tap-in. And it's a beautiful shot, and right, not even a minute and a half, it's back to being tied 2 apiece.
That's exactly what Coach Dave Mastos wants to see out of his team as the Nationals bounce back quickly. Bowers down around low again, takes the shot. Another great save in tight by Dobrik, but we're going to see yet another penalty coming here to the Nationals as their parade to the penalty box continues. This time it will be Jacob Juling heading to the box. or Curtis Heggie it is.
Yeah, Heggie upset with the call on that one as the Nationals were on the offensive portion, and they make a trip behind the net, and now it's a chance here for the Maroons to try to get back in the lead. They've had the lead twice so far and trying to take advantage.
Over to Spence, quick shot, nice save by Barry. He'll make a nice pad save to keep it out. Spence at the blue line, pressured by Chard and Burridge. Managed to fight them off and get it down low to Graham. Stolen by McGowan. McGowan still trying to find some open ice. Just getting smothered by the Maroons forecheck. Picked up again. Now McGowan gets a chance to clear it, and he will. Sends it all the way down for a chance to kill some more of this penalty. Back the other way. Picked up now by Spence. Cross ice over to Clark. Clark brings it across the blue line. He'll throw it down low to Paranuzzi. Paranuzzi gets taken down by McGowan. Behind the net, Clark. Back to the point. It's Paranuzzi again. Sends it over across ice to Clark. Clark can't handle the puck clean. Well, skates down to the red line, tries to find a pass out front, ends up bouncing off the ref, and picked up by McGowan. McGowan tries to bank it off the boards, picked up by Graham. Now Paranuzzi back to the point. Spence walks in, he takes a shot. Nice glove saved by Barry as he'll hang on and get the whistle.
And again, the artistry of Paranuzzi, as you mentioned, he's able to quarterback this Chatham power plays. They get it back towards the point, and Spence throws to that one on. And once again, the Aiden Barry save on the glove side. Just under 6 minutes to play here at the Western Fair, tied at 2 apiece.
Face-off won by the Nationals, but the Maroons jump on them quickly. They managed to get the puck sitting behind the net. Picked up out front. Nice chance by Zabo as he tries a little spin shot. Gets back into neutral ice. Sanofi bats it down out of midair. Still maintains possession. Tries to throw it down in the corner. That ends up going off a leg of a Maroons player out of play. So the Nationals will get an offensive zone face-off despite being on the penalty kill. Still 30 seconds left on the penalty to Curtis Heggie. But once again, the Maroons continue to struggle on the power play.
Yeah, they just can't seem to find that golden scoring opportunities. The Nationals are not allowing anything on the inside portion of the ice.
Puck brought the other way. Here come the Maroons. Golinski across the blue line, dumps it in. Played by Monroe, but he can't quite get a hold of it. Brought back right out front, takes a shot. That one just put wide again. Maroons getting a lot of chances, but just missing wide on quite a few. Kept in the blue line by Whaley. Whaley takes a shot. That gets tipped out front. Still goes wide again. Back to the blue line. Golinski. He takes a shot. Goes right into the crest of Barry, and he'll hang on.
Another factor for this London penalty kills, all the shots so far have been from the outside. Chatham hasn't had anything towards the middle, high slot. Everything's been above the circles, down low. And their best scoring chances have been coming from maybe swinging up towards the front of the net and trying to come from the low side, which that's the only real opportunity that Chatham's had. Otherwise, London's been shutting them down, and they've killed yet another power play of Chatham's.
Played down low again. Dittmer tries to throw it back into the net. Goes over to Burge. Burge tries to flip it out and will. Puck will go all the way down and will go for an icing. So drawing it right back into Nationals territory. Shots out 22-15 in favor of the Maroons. Score still stands as 2-2.
London got their top line out there trying to get their offensive side going here. They've had a good period, but so far still tied at 2 apiece, under 5 minutes left. We'll see what London can do to try to push here in this final 5 minutes.
Face-off won cleanly by Burge. Arsenault will try to bank it out, gets through the blue line. Zabo does a good job at holding the line. Now over to Arsenault. Arsenault throws it to Julian. Julian will carry it out, gets it to the red line, will just dump it in as the Nationals chase after it. And he goes right to the net of Dobrik, and he'll hang on. So the Nationals will go from a defensive face-off to an offensive.
Yeah, and good recognition there by Dobrik, as Western Fair boards tend to have quite the bounce, and it bounced right out in front. Dobrik says, I'll have none of that, and I will glove that down, and I will get my team a change and get myself a face-off here just to my right-hand side.
One of the big benefits to home ice. You know the boards a bit better than anybody else. The Nationals trying to hope for one of those lucky bounces we've seen here at the Western Fair. Play goes off the boards, right at the red line. Now into the offensive zone, picked up by Fancy. Fancy tries to dish it right into the slot. Graham can't get a hold of it. Whaley puts a shot on, that goes off a leg and goes right back to the blue line. Zabo takes a shot, that gets blocked as well. Puck floated into the offensive zone. Turned the other way by Zabo. Takes it with a full head of steam, fans on the pass. Nationals will pick it up and bring it the other way. Here comes French, he's got one man to beat. French across the blue line, walks in, takes a shot. Nice save again by Dobrik as he reads that one well.
Dobrik able to recognize that he had defensive help coming in. And once again, French tried to drive wide to try to create a tough angle shot, and Dobrik able to make the pad save, put the glove down, and make another save. As a bit is their conversation going on here between a couple of the players on the ice as they don't make their proper changes here. It's under 3.5 here to go in this second period.
Nationals bring out the top line once again. Shooting in the face-off dot against Paranuzzi. Face-off gets called just as the puck gets dropped.
Face-off done on fairway, so they'll redo that.
Wood change sides. Walking into this puck is his Griffiths. Can't quite get a clean shot up. Here come the other way. 2-on-1 developing. Brown, he walks in. Can't, waits a little too long. Can't find the shot. Back to the blue line of Spence. Over to Dittmer. Dittmer takes a shot. That gets played down low. Still can't get past Barry. Brown again, tries to get a pass over to Paranuzzi, gets blocked, still manages to hang on to it. Brown works it out front, takes a shot, that gets deflected again. Now onto the stick of Graham. Graham plays it to the point, Dittmer puts it right back down. Brown dancing his way through Nationals players, puts it behind the net to Graham. And hangs on, gets it over to Paranuzzi. Comes back the other way, gets to the blue line. Nationals will break out the other way, 3-on-2. Onto the stick of Wood. Wood can't quite clear the zone in time. So we're going to get it offside as the puck gets thrown in by Wood and ends up catching Burridge right on the arm.
Now, London had an opportunity to gain the zone, but unfortunately it took an unfortunate bounce. And so now they'll have a face-off just outside here in the neutral zone. As the Nationals, again, they've had a lot of the pressure here in this second period as they're trying to continue the momentum.
Now over to Beaupre. Puck gets sent down low over to Thomas Monroe. Monroe, nice cross-ice pass over to Beaupre as he crossed the blue line. He'll just bank it behind the net. Ends up on this, just outside of the reach of Sanavy. Sanavy has to dig in and finds the puck. Back the other way, here comes Cunningham. He just throws it in on net from the blue line. Puck bounces straight to the half wall. Sanavy will bounce into neutral ice. Cunningham recovers for the Maroons and will bring it in again. Played by Galinsky, blocked by Monroe. Over to Nichols. Nichols has to evade Cunningham and ends up over by Sanavy again. Backing, makes a nice defensive play to turn it back the other way for the Maroons. Look good. Over to Cunningham. Batted out of midair by Beaupre, but it finally finds its way over to Clark and finds its way through! Awkward shot, managed to squeak right through the legs of Barry, and the Maroons take a 3-2 lead.
And this shot gets deflected by Galinsky right out in front. As you had mentioned, Beaupre knocked that puck down, but it still found its way over to the Chatham D-man as they swing it over. They get the shot, and Galinsky's able to deflect that puck down. And just like that, it's now a 3-2 hockey game here for the Chatham Maroons here late in the second period.
It's just a bit of a slow roller on the puck as that just finds its way through the legs of Aiden Barry. Face-off won by the Maroons. Picked up now by Brown. Brought back in over the blue line by Paranuzzi. He tries to take a shot, but McGowan gets a stick on it. Denies the attempt. Berg takes his man down to the ice. Kept into the blue line by Zabo. Again to Brown. Paranuzzi gets taken, he gets stripped of the puck. Cross-ice pass over to McGowan. McGowan's got Wood with him. Wood just a step ahead and gets called offside.
Nationals trying to respond here late as Wood just makes that extra stride too far as the Nationals go offside. And Chatham Maroons haven't had the best of second periods, but they still have the lead nonetheless. And they're getting goaltending from their man in Dover because he's been solid here in period number 2. Only allowing 2 goals so far in this period, but he's keeping Chatham ahead.
Nationals have had a lot of chances, and he's the main reason why the Maroons still hang on to a lead here. Brought across the blue line. Another chance by Zabo. He tries to make his way out front. And the Nationals do a good job at just stripping over the puck, and they'll just throw it out of play and get another face-off with 53 seconds left here in the second period.
So a good little move there by Zabo as he takes it to his backhand, tries to go around the London defender to maybe try to find a man high slot, but the Nationals do a good job of shooting that puck away and getting it outside the zone.
Blue line shot from Zabo finds its way onto Barry. Barry just deflects it into the corner. Arsenault tries to get a piece of it, but can't, and the Maroons end up clearing it out of the zone themselves. Cross-ice pass to Whaley. Whaley just tip play by Miller, gets in the offensive zone, turn back the other way. And the Maroons have to wait as they were offside. Over to McGowan. McGowan to Chard. Chard across the blue line. He tries to storm in the middle. Tries to get over to Bowers. Bowers can't get a shot. Arsenault does. That gets blocked by Zabo on the way to the net. Lucas Chard drives in there and finds the puck. Can't quite get the pass over to French in the slot. Gets to the blue line. As Arsenault tries to take the body to Simons. But Simons gets the best of him. And that will end the second period as the goal is starting to pile up a bit here as the Nationals strike twice, but the Maroons will still take a 3-2 lead heading into the second intermission.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will endeavor to describe the feeling on this ship. The American ship is just trailing the Blue Nose.
Angus should never have agreed to this last race. She's too old.
Eddie!
Johnson, halyard back! Get to it, man!
Appears there's some kind of difficulty. There seems to be something loose up there, I believe. The topsail's foul! Can't see a man!
Just once more, old girl. And you can rest.
Her last race and still undefeated, the Blue Nose out of Lunenburg, Nova Scotia was fastest in the world for almost 20 years.
When an impaired driver killed my brother DJ, some people used the A word. They called it an accident, but it wasn't. An accident implies that no one was at fault. But when someone impaired by alcohol and/or drugs chooses to drive, they're fully responsible for the crash that can result. So please, for the memory of my brother DJ and the thousands of families whose lives have been shattered by impaired drivers, let's drop the A word.
A crash caused by impaired driving is not an accident.
Do you enjoy watching Arby's Nationals hockey on Rogers TV? Then join the crew. Volunteers learn the skills needed to put on a show, including camera, audio, graphics, and more. Visit rogerstv.com/volunteer to sign up. Now, Coach Dave Mastos has coached and played all over the world, and that has really focused his coaching style into a very unique way.
Yeah, well, I started out in Windsor, actually. And yeah, like I knew, obviously, Bob Ugner, my brother-in-law. I knew Warren Reichel for years, DJ Smith. Like, it was just like, it was such an easy transition for me, and I was so grateful that they wanted me to come on board. All of us are looking to progress. We just always want to get better and better and just keep moving up the ladder. So I ended up leaving Windsor, which was a hard thing for me, actually, because, you know, I was walking away from a scenario where I got an opportunity. Sudbury offered me a higher position, ended up being the head coach with the Wolves, and so it worked out well. But that's the nature of coaching. If you want to strive for excellence, you got to strive higher and higher, and so that's kind of how it transpired. And then with the Hamilton thing, I always say coaches have an expiry date, no matter where you are. We know this. And my time had expired in Sudbury, and I got a call from Hamilton. And, I went in that 1 year, ended up being the associate coach. We ended up winning the championship. So it worked out unbelievably and took over his head after that. You just got to bank every experience, and you can't let the moments pass you. Like, that's the thing. I'm a video nerd. Like, I just sit in video all day. I sit and I document every moment of the peaks and the valleys that we go through, and how did we manage that athlete? How do we, correct our power play when it's broken? How did we correct our penalty kill when it was broken? And so you always just sort of go through that. I take the time to do it. It might be a bit of overkill, but I can always just go back and reference it. But I coach these guys like I would in the OHL every day. I look at what our needs are, where we're necessary. I want to duplicate the great, because there is a lot of great, and I just sort of bank every experience. Like, I don't want, like, as a player, it was easy for me to go back and be like, oh man, I forgot that moment. When you're a coach, you got to remember every moment.
A lot of pressure on Dave Mastos to try to get his team back in this game as they trail the Maroons 3-2 after 40 minutes of play.
What do I like? I like open fires, moonlit nights, chatty letters, rainy days. I like daydreaming. I love this colorful little island of ruby, emerald, and sapphire. Yet often my dark moods come. I'm possessed body and soul by this depression. They say women shouldn't write. Some days I almost give up. But I cannot contain my imagination. I made Anne real. I gave her my love of nature, my love of books, and my childhood dreams. My greatest happiness would be to climb the alpine path and write upon it a woman's humble name.
Lucy Maud Montgomery battled depression, rejection, and sexism to become known around the world for Anne of Green Gables and 19 other novels.
Watch, play, and win every Monday night at 8 p.m. with the Optimus TV Bingo on Rogers TV. Cards are available at multiple London locations and are good for all 3 games. Weekly jackpots total $3,000. Back here at the Western Fair Sports Center, after 40 minutes of play, the Maroons leading the Nationals by a score of 3-2 in quite an interesting contest. What we saw here after games 1 and 2, both teams blowing out each other, and then this game seems a lot more what we expected out of this series.
Absolutely. When you have 2 top teams, the Chatham Maroons, the top offensive scoring team in the GOGHL in the Western Conference, you expect them to put up goals. In Game 1, London puts up 8. Game 2, Chatham puts up 6. And so far we have 5 goals tonight, 3 for Chatham, 2 for London. And so far this has been a more tightly knit game. We'll see how period number 3 goes, but so far this has been more tight than the other 2 games.
Yeah, taking a look at how we got to this situation so far, just throughout the second period, the Nationals come alive, getting that goal early by Sanofi, then Brown strikes right back up 10 minutes later for the Maroons, and less than a minute after that, Bowers scores to take the lead again, to tie it up again for the Nationals, and then Galinsky getting that late goal for the Maroons, really putting that dagger in the heart of the Nationals just at the end of the second period. So it's a lot of momentum swinging back and forth between both teams. No real team like going out and grabbing the hold of the game so far. Nationals looked like they had it for the first part of this period, and the Maroons had it for majority of the first period. So it's going to be back and forth to see who can really come away with that momentum in the third.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're the London Nationals, I think you're happy with that second period. You were able to find the back of the net twice, but that momentum shift, we'll see how it is in period number 3. I feel that London doesn't quite feel that the momentum has shifted towards the Chatham side. I still feel that London thinks that they've still got all that momentum carrying into period number 3, but they're trailing in this game, so we'll see if they can mount a comeback here in period number 3 and try to tie this one up and maybe even try to go for the win.
Yeah, the real key thing there as well the Nationals can take away from it is that third goal was a little fluky one. And you know, Barrie's not going to let those ones in very often. It might just be a one-off that they're hoping for and can really try to push. The one thing we haven't seen a lot of so far tonight is that top line. Burridge, Julian, and Wood have been fairly silent all night.
Absolutely. I mean, we've only really seen Riley Wood get that great offensive scoring chance here in the second period. But other than that, they've been pretty quiet. The Maroons have put their shutdown line on that London top line, and they haven't really been able to do much. Burridge hasn't been able to get on the board yet, but again, period number 3, we'll see if those boys can put forth that extra effort to try to get this one into it, to maybe overtime or win it.
Looking at that second line for the Nationals, that's been the main key point of all their offenses. That continues to drive through them. That combination of French, Chard, and Bowers, as Ryland Bowers, once again, only had 1 goal through the regular season. He now has 8 through these playoffs, and we're only in the second round. What's been different for him?
Well, he's one of those guys where he struggles in the regular season, like you said, only scoring once. But come playoff time, he gets amped up. He's one of those guys that able to find the back of the net come the postseason. And that's what the Nationals need. That's what any team needs. You want that type of guy who doesn't really produce during the regular season, but come playoff time, he just seems to find the back of the net. And Lucas Chard, he's been back to getting a point a game so far in this postseason. We'll see if that second unit can try to step up and replace that top unit scoring.
Yeah, that's been a big help for them, the Nationals, as they went through that first series as well. That really was the tipping point for them against St. Thomas. Now, the other thing on the other side of the ice for the Maroons, one thing to bring up is they get Simons back in the lineup. Their top scorer throughout the regular season. He's looked good in game 2. Hasn't been as much of a threat so far, because I think most of the focus offensively has gone over to Paranuzzi.
Absolutely, and Paranuzzi is an artist out on the ice. He's able to make plays happen for the Chatham Maroons, and again, he's been able to make plays happen, and Chatham's trying to find that inside lane, but London's been able to keep a lot of the shots towards the outside of the ice, and that was actually one of the keys to the game for Chatham, was to keep plays to the outside and protect the middle, and London's doing exactly what Chatham wants to do, try to keep that middle blocked, and we'll see how they do it here in period number 3.
Speaking about Brown's artistry, or Paranuzzi's artistry, that goal he set up for Brown, just a great job getting that takeaway on the Nationals defense right at their own blue line, really turned it around for them. That was the 2-1 goal for the Maroons, then the Maroons just come back, the Nationals come back and score right away after that again. Expect more from him, I believe. Now, the Nationals, I'm noticing a lot is through their defense, there's a lot of giveaways in their own zone. What do they got to do to try to clamp down on that?
They have to have more support from their forwards. Their defense have been trying to break it out, carrying it all the way up to the blue line. They need the support of their wingers to swing it down low, and even their centerman. Their centerman needs to be that third defenseman, as you would call it. Try to get that extra support and make sure you don't allow that turnover, just like Chatham was able to make that turnover and get the puck and make it a 3-2 game.
Now, down 1 goal going into the third period. If you're Dave Mastos and crew, what do you have to say to the team to try to get them back in this contest?
Just keep putting shots on the net. In period number 1, they only had 5 shots on the net. And so therefore, the second period, they got more shots on the net, and they almost kept up with the Chatham Maroons in that second period. But I expect in period number 3, they want to throw as much puck as possible at Dobrik to be able to try to make those key saves and try to score those goals.
Maroons on the other side, pretty much there, should be pretty happy with the way they've played so far. More of the same going into the third for them?
Absolutely. Try to protect the inside zone, make sure that they can continue to pressure. They want to keep their momentum going here in this third period and try to take that 2-1 series lead going back home to Chatham.
And we'll see which game reigns supreme as we get set for our third period of action.
that feeling. To be in love. Because for us, it was a crime. Someone had to respond to the tabloids. So I wrote letters, challenging every misconception about homosexuality. 9 homes, 7 dogs, 47 years together, and still not spouses under the law. So we took our fight to the Supreme Court.
Jim Egan and Jack Nesbitt await a verdict on their fight for spousal rights.
Hello. We lost our case, but we made a difference.
As a result of Jim Egan's case, the Supreme Court ruled that sexual orientation is protected under the Charter of Rights, a landmark victory for the LGBTQ2 community.
I'm Wendell Clark with a word about winning. We all know it takes a team effort in any sport and with any challenge. You can be a part of the winning team that shuts out impaired driving. Whether you're out on the town or just hanging out with friends, drink responsibly. Always have a plan for a safe ride home for yourself, your family, and your friends. You'll be helping to shut out impaired driving.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
Do you enjoy watching Arby's Nationals hockey on Rogers TV? Then join the crew. Volunteers learn the skills needed to put on a show, including camera, audio, graphics, and more. Visit rogerstv.com/volunteer to sign up. Take a look at our Paul Duarte and Associates shots on goal. After 40 minutes of play in the second period, 12-12 are your totals as both teams got their licks in, but we still sit at a 3-2 lead for the Chatham Maroons. Now, looking forward to our next game. We'll be here on Wednesday night. Same time, same place as always, as that could be a do-or-die game for one of these teams as we get set for our third period of action here. Puck drop, face-off won by the Nationals. Maroons quickly try to jump on top of them, but picked up by McGowan and still send it over to Arsenault. Puck gets deflected out of their zone. Nationals leading with starting with that second line on the ice again with Bowers, Chard, and French. Over to McGowan. McGowan bobbles the puck, gets it over to French. French now to Chard. Chard carries it across the blue line. Down low, Bowers tries to get a hold of it. Chard puts it up front. French takes a shot. That one was right on target, now kicked into the corner. Back to the blue line. French tries to play it. Great kick play there by Simons as he puts it out in the neutral zone. Now over to Arsenault. Arsenault tries to get a hold of it, bouncing puck off the stick of Brown. And as always, our third period is brought to you by Collins Clothiers.
A good start there for the Nationals. They were able to get the puck inside Chatham territory. A good shot right in the high slot. Again, Dobrik able to make that save and move it towards the left corner as now the face-off just outside in the neutral zone.
Puck comes all the way down into the Nationals territory. Barry will play it out. Over to Haggy. Haggy gets it stolen off his stick by Graham. Tries to throw the body around, takes down his man, but Haggy's going to take a penalty for it. And he takes down Paranuzzi a little too aggressively. And we'll head to the box for 2 minutes once again.
Yeah, Haggy getting in some penalty trouble there as he takes his man out too aggressively on the play as he will go for roughing on the play. And once again, the London Nationals penalty kill getting some work here. This is penalty kill number 4 for them in tonight's contest, and we'll see if they can continue that perfect streak of penalty killing.
5. As the Maroons are 0 for 4 on the power play so far, have not been able to generate any real substantial offense. So they're going to hope to change it here. A goal would be a big statement and try to really get a stranglehold of this game. Shot from the blue end by Spence. That one gets whistled wide. Picked up by Clark on the close side. Played right down low. Brown tries to get a piece of it and does. Loose puck in the open ice. Gets picked up and gobbled up by the Nationals as they'll break out the other way. Here comes Bowers, or Burge, one man to beat, gets over Charge, Charge takes a shot, what a save Down low by Dobrik. Here comes Clark. Across the blue line, and will go for offside. Huge play by the Nationals. They get so close to tying the game on the penalty kill.
Yeah, great feed over to Lucas Chard as he's trying to get that up and over Dobrik, but that one just goes off a stick, up in the air, and away from the net as it was a golden scoring opportunity, which was really not there to begin with, as Chard was able to show the determination late to try to get a scoring chance, and Dobrik's able to shut down the lower half of the net and keep this game 3-2 in favor of his team, the Chatham Maroons.
Picked up by Brown in the face-off circle. Will win it, gets it back to Paranuzzi. Over to Clark. Clark tries to get a cross-ice pass. That goes off a body, but finds its way onto the stick of Spence. Back to Paranuzzi, over to Spence again. Paranuzzi at the point. Tries to get a pass over, gets deflected, but still maintains possession. Spence again. Over to Clark. Clark tries a cross-ice pass. That gets deflected. Picked up out of midair. Still stays on the sticks of the Maroons. Clark again. Tries to go down low with it. Carries it behind the net. Looking for that outlet pass. Just trying to keep their cycle going. Broken up now as the Nationals will bring it back. Get it into the neutral zone. Chard was trying to get going and try to get it ahead of the play, but isn't going to be able to get anything going. Spence collects the puck behind the Maroons net as they'll make a change. He gives it over to Zabo. Zabo across the blue line, drops it for Fancy. Fancy, cross ice. That one can't quite reach the stick of Galinsky. Stolen by the Nationals. They'll just break it down the length of the ice again. Nationals finish their change and switch up their defensemen. Picked up by Whaley. Whaley will break it out over to Zabo. Zabo, nice cross ice pass, goes tape to tape. Another shot, that one goes off the blocker of Barry, not a play.
Chatham having the offensive pressure so far here in this third period as they've been able to get their stretch passes and enter the zone with speed, which is something that we haven't quite seen yet in tonight's contest. So London's going to have to activate their defense a little more, try to provide more pressure and force the Maroons to continue to shoot from the outside.
Face-off going, and the Nationals, some great footwork by Beaupre as he will draw a penalty, and that will end the power play opportunity for the Maroons just as Heggie comes out of the box. So as one penalty ends, another begins, but the Nationals get the power play opportunity now and a chance to tie the game.
Penalty door carousel continues. Here's again, great hustle and determination there by the Nationals as they get tripped up. And the puck goes all the way down into Chatham territory. They didn't want to touch it until the very last second to kill off as much time. And so another power play here for the Nationals to see if they can get themselves even.
Face-off won by the Maroons, but can't clear the zone. Lucas Chard can't quite get a hold of his stick. Kept in the blue line by McGowan. He gets taken down hard right at the blue line by Simons. And the puck will come out. Over to Wood. Wood, lead pass for Julian as he just deflects it in. Good chases after it. Foul for it in the corner against Whaley. 3 Nationals, 2 Maroons in there. Maroons will come away with it. Puck will get cleared and sent down the length of the ice by Simons. Play gets picked up by Wood. Wood across the blue line. Riley Wood. Fouls for it, gets it behind the net to Burge. Burge can't do anything with it, and the Maroons will clear once again. Minute into the power play, Nationals have yet to set their cycle. Barry bobbles the puck. Cunningham almost jumps on top of it. Now onto the stick of Burge. Burge makes a nice move, gets over to Chard. Chard across the blue line. Nationals finally enter the zone, get it out front. Burge can't quite get a shot off. Back to the blue line to McGowan. McGowan down low to Bowers. Bowers loses the puck. Picked up now by Backett. Backett will carry it across the red line and dump it down. Over to McGowan. McGowan tries to bring it out of the zone. Long pass, tries for Bowers, but Spence will cut it off. Another shot right at the top of the circle, right into the bread basket of Barry, and he'll hang on.
Nationals not able to get anything going here on this power play, which only has 24 seconds to go. The Maroons able to just keep this puck down inside of London territory, and Aiden Berry had to be careful behind the net as he almost lost the puck. He had to do a backward spin and feed that over to his D-man to get away and keep the puck away from the Chatham Maroons.
Aranuzzi going to get a face-off as he goes one-on-one now with Beaupre. Face-off won by the Nationals, picked up by Monroe. Nationals will try to break out, gets to the blue line, stolen by Brown. As French loses his stick. Barry comes out and plays it quickly, gets to the blue line. Zabo tries to hold the line, but can't. Puck comes out. 3 seconds left on the power play. Aranuzzi pressuring down low. Puck right in the slot. Brown takes a shot in tight. And another save by Barry in a tough spot.
Yeah, Brown coming from the far side. He's able to get that puck in tight. Not enough room for him to try to make any moves at all. Just shovels it towards Aiden Berry. He's able to squeeze that tight and make the save now. 27 saves on the night so far for Aiden Berry.
Played over to Griffiths. Over to Sanavy at the half wall. Sanavy does a nice job getting it out. Gets it over inside in the offensive zone, and Nichols gets the puck, but Beaupre can't hold the line.
Yeah, Beaupre just loses his edge just for a split second, or otherwise he holds that line. The linesman right beside Beaupre able to catch that he had lost that stride. And again, a faceoff will happen in the neutral zone.
Faceoff brought in. The Maroons will get it down low. Try to get the backhand shot there by Cunningham. Can't get enough on it. Bouncing puck. Nichols puts it around the board. Picked up by Sanavy on the far side. He gets pressured quickly by Backett. Cunningham gets a piece of it. He almost gets taken down hard in the corner there by Griffiths. Griffiths tries to put it up the wall. Gives it to Sanavy. Sanavy over to Nichols. Nichols lead pass just a little too far out of the way for Pace Rock. Pick up now by Backett. Backett tries to get the pass over to Cunningham. Brought it across the blue line by Clark. Right off the crossbar. Beautiful shot, but just a bit too high. Puts that an inch lower. That's in the back of the net. As the Maroons almost make it a 2-goal game. McGowan across the blue line. Brings in the offensive zone. Nationals finally get a change. Played the other way, long pass intended for Cunningham, just out of his reach, so they can't make good on the pass. Back the other way, Wood can't quite handle the pass, picked up by Dittmer. Right behind the net, Wood, he'll bow for it. Goes in the corner, picked up now by Julian. Julian tries a cross pass over to Arsenal on the far side, picked off halfway there by Miller. Zabo, he'll clear the puck. Goes all the way down. And just enough for icing. The Maroons bench not happy with it, but the linesman will stay the course and call icing.
Yeah, the Chatham bench not quite happy as they felt that Aiden Berry might have been able to make a play on that, but Berry lifts the stick up and lets that one go past the goal line as it goes for the icing in another offensive zone face-off here for the Nationals.
Lucas Chard falls down on the faceoff and just pins the puck for a second. Puck comes out into the neutral ice. Arsenault can't quite handle it, but manages to get enough of it to send it back into the Maroons' territory. So they'll turn it right back again. Barry comes out, plays the puck, throws it up the wall, picked up at the half wall by Spence. Spence dishes it behind the net, right out front again, loose puck. Nice attempt by the Maroons, but can't get it to go. French across the blue line to Bowers. Bowers banks it off the back wall. Played by McGowan as he tries to keep it in the zone. Ends up going off a leg and brought out. Across the blue line comes Miller. Miller's got a man with him. Takes a shot, goes off the shoulder of Barry. Stolen by the Nationals. Over to Chard. Chard now to Arsenault. Arsenault holds on, waits, gets across the red line, just dumps it in, but the linesman's going to say he didn't. And so they'll bring it all the way back down to the Nationals territory on the ice.
Yeah, one of those tough calls there for the linesman, making sure that he fires that puck, as he did not make the center ice red line. Is that one will go for icing, and now an offensive face-off here for Chatham as London wins that draw.
All the way around, kept in at the blue line by Whaley. Tip play down low, but not enough to get it on net. Whaley again to pick it up. Gets it to the blue line and kept in. Now gets banked out again. Over to McGowan. McGowan's just going to take a second and wait it out. McGowan lead pass, banks off the back leg of Julian, and will head into Maroons territory. Get to the blue line and will clear, ends up on the stick of Brown. Brown over to Paranuzzi. He walks in. Stolen off his stick as the Nationals will try to counterattack. Zabo steals it right back and dumps it into the offensive zone. Behind the net, Nationals waiting to set up. 11 minutes left here in the third. Still 3-2 is your score in favor of the Chatham Maroons. Monroe tries to get it out, stolen by the Maroons. Fancy brings it in, shoots, and scores! Beautiful passing play again, and the Maroons counterattack strikes again.
Again, the London Nationals turn this puck over, and it's the quick striking offense of the Chatham Maroons. They're able to get this off a turnover, and they have a quick 2-on-1, and they're able to find it and pop it blocker's side on Aiden Barry, and they now have a 2-goal lead here in period number 3.
Beautiful read by Lucas Fancy to see Owen Sculthorpe come down the left wing side, and Sculthorpe buries his first goal of the playoffs as he makes an impact, and now has 5 goals in 7 games, or 5 points in 7 games for Maroons. Cross ice pass over to Griffiths. Back down over to Monroe. Nationals now down 2 goals, need to find some kind of spark. Picked up by Gervais, across the blue line, walks in, takes the shot. That one coming off the stick of Sculthorpe again, but can't get it to go this time.
Yeah, Chatham doing a good job of continuing the pressure in on Aiden Barry. Owen Flores backing up Aiden Barry tonight. Flores has been the backup for the Knights in this playoff run, as the Knights will go to Kitchener for game 3 of their series tomorrow.
Goes up to the half wall, right into the slot area. The Nationals can't quite get it out still. Kept in the offensive zone by Clark. The Nationals will try to battle for it. Cunningham, nice little back pass. Sent it over cross ice, kept in at the blue line by Doyle. Down low again. Maroons try to play it right out front. LeGood can't get a piece of it. Another shot. That one gets tipped right out front, but Barry manages to get a piece of it and throw it into the far corner. LeGood. Laid down again. Puck will finally come out, but it will catch the stanchion and just tip off the Nationals bench and go out of play.
Again, the Chatham forecheck is doing a good job of forcing the Nationals D to try to move the puck when they don't want to, and forcing those giveaways. We've seen 2 goals that Chatham have scored tonight that are via London turnovers. So we'll see what the Maroons can do and continue to force that forecheck on these Nationals D.
Nationals have only managed to generate 4 shots here in this third period and have not had any golden scoring chances so far. Bunker over to Duarte. Duarte gets stripped of the puck. Still battles for it, gets a piece of it. Now gets it over to Vanderzal. Vanderzal over to Bunker. Bunker can't get a hold of it. Brought back the other way comes Brown. Brown and Graham and Paranuzzi. Paranuzzi, he gets taken hard to the boards by Vanderzal. Arsenault now. Behind the net. Blows it over. Stolen back by Brown. The Maroons continue to hold on to the puck and really dictate the pace of the game. Arsenault banks it off the wall. Brought out now. Loose opportunities. Duarte does a great job at clearing the puck and draws a penalty as the Nationals power play will get out there again.
Hooking is the call on the plays. You see Duarte, he's able to, again, move your feet and you get rewarded as, again, Duarte is able to move that puck and he gets hooked on the play, and so therefore the Nationals will go to the power play here with under 9 minutes to play here. As you mentioned, only 5 shots. We'll see if they can get some more here on Dobrik here on this power play.
Over to Burge. Burge waits in, takes a shot. That one just goes off Dobrik down low. Wood was there, but couldn't quite get a stick on it. To Wood again, back to the blue line. Burge, Wood. Nationals finally getting their cycle going. Chard tries to put it out front, can't quite get there as it gets closed off a body. Maroons will get a piece of it. Fancy will clear it down the length of the ice. Over to Burge. Now to McGowan. McGowan brings it across the red line and will just dump it in. Puts it in hard enough that ends up on Burge's stick in the far corner. Burge tries to get it to Wood, but a little too hard for him to handle. McGowan at the blue line, gets overtaken. Simons will be the first man on the puck. Simons, nice job, just circles back, keeps a hold of the puck, almost stripped off his stick. Tries to put it out front as he had Galinsky standing right in the slot, no one near him. And the Maroons will just throw it back into the zone again. Under a minute left in the power play now. Across the blue line, McGowan throws it to an open wing. Nobody there. Miscommunication on the Nationals forwards. Brought across the blue line by Cunningham. Cunningham trying to make a move. He gets pinned into the boards. As here comes French. Across the blue line. French gets hit. Stolen again by Whaley. Whaley gets it to the blue line. Will clear the zone. Spence down in the Maroon zone. He's hurting after the play. Still stays in the action. Burridge does a great job getting up on the top of the puck. Gets it over to Bowers. Back to Burridge. Back to the blue line. Kept in by Monroe. Monroe cycles down. Puts it right out front. Gets it onto the stick of Vanderzon, but can't get a shot off. Now picked up by Bowers. Bowers over to French. French can't get a shot off. Penalty, it does expire. Picked up by French again. Over to Burge. Burge waits, fires. Now Bowers takes a shot. Puck still can't get on net. Takes another shot. That one hits the side of the net. Vanderzon will pick it up. Puts it right in the slot. French tries to tee it up for the one-timer. Can't get anything on it. French still battling for it. Zabo will come away with the puck and clear the zone. The Maroons finally get off for a change. The Nationals are going to quickly try to counterattack. French cross ice pass to Beaupre. Beaupre takes a shot. That hits a body out front. Vanderzon back to the blue line. Over to Monroe. Now to Hagee. Hagee winds up. He takes a shot blockered away again by Dobrik. Played by Graham. Now clear the zone as it bounces off the stick of Nichols. Nationals maintain control. Curtis Hagee, 5:50 left here in the game. 4-2 is your score in favor of the Maroons. Over to Nichols. Nichols can't handle the pass. That will go into the Maroons territory. Clark will try to clear it up. Gets to the half wall, picked up by Graham. Graham lead pass for Brown. Another penalty coming here to the Nationals. Beaupre heading to the box. As the Nationals once again continue to struggle. It will be 2 minutes for roughing.
Yeah, it happened just in front of our broadcast position as Beaupre just gets a little too physical there in the heat of a moment, and now the Chatham Maroons will go to the power play, and again, London doing a good job on their penalty kill. See if they can successfully kill off yet another penalty.
Nationals need to do more than kill one off. They need to try to capitalize and get something sleeping here. Puck does clear the zone and be picked up by Whaley. On Whaley sets up for the Maroons behind his own net. Passed over. Across the blue line come the Maroons. Played down low. Fancy tries to get a hold of it. Clearing attempt, can't get past Simons. Back out front again, loose puck. Bounces off a leg, still comes out now. Here comes Chard. Chard's got one man to beat. Lucas Chard trying to beat Whaley wide, gets in sight. Whaley does a great job of just taking the body and denying Chard the chance. Brown, he'll break in. Gets by Arsenault, puts a puck on net, and Barry will hang on. The crowd calling for a penalty on what happened to Lucas Chard behind the net, but no good.
Yeah, Chard was getting bumped a little bit behind the net. The official was watching it the entire time. He saw nothing wrong with it, and so now another face-off deep inside of London zone.
Face-off won by the Nationals. They'll try to clear the zone. Clark can't handle it, so it will clear. Over to Spence. Spence pressured on him by Sanofi. Almost a miscommunication there, but brought up by Paranuzzi. Carries it across the blue line, but Brown just a stride ahead, and they'll go offside.
We talked about the Maroons not wanting to be caught napping, and on that play there, the Maroons almost were, as they had left that puck in the high slot. And they were able to recover and go down the other way, but unfortunately for them, they go offside.
Puck gets picked up and flipped all the way down onto Dobrik. Maroons will have to set up again. 40 seconds left in the penalty. Over to Spence. Spence, lead pass intended for Clark, bounced off his stick, and it ends up in the Nationals penalty box. So they'll face off again, just outside of the Nationals territory.
And with just 4 minutes to go here in this game, the Nationals are going to need to start to ramp up their energy here and give it all they've got here. They are down 2 goals, needing to bounce back here.
We'll have to keep an eye on Aiden Barry to see when Mastos will pull him. Spence picks it up. Gets that pass over to Paranuzzi. Across the blue line. Paranuzzi makes a nice move to get around Sanofi. Back to Spence at the right in the top of the blue line. Over to Clark, right out front, down low again. Graham can't get the shot off, but the Nationals will recover it and bring it back the other way. Across the blue line comes Bunker. Jack Bunker all alone, takes a shot on net. And Dobrik has to make the save. Clark, cross ice pass to Spence. Spence tries to hit Graham with a cross ice, but that one just a little too high. Penalty has expired, so we're back to 5-on-5 action. Over to Wood. Barry heading out to the bench. Halfway, standing at the top of the circle. Puck gets to the blue line. Heggie will just throw it back down low again. Wood gets a piece of it, tries to get it to Burge. Still can't get a hold of it. Wood will find it in the corner. Wood, cross ice to Heggie. Heggie puts it on net. That one gets deflected in the corner by Whaley. Puck gets cleared out. That one will clear the zone as Barry's off the ice. 6 skaters on the ice for the Nationals. They are going to call it icing. Bit of a close play. The Maroons fans in attendance not happy with it, but the faceoff will come all the way into Maroons territory. 2:41 left to play.
Yeah, for those watching here tonight, you may see that we only have been showing one camera the entire game tonight, and that's because of our volunteer, Nikita. Nikita is operating the camera. He is the lone volunteer here in tonight's game. So the reason we have this game here tonight is because of Nikita. Nikita, you're doing a great job. You are the best cameraman here tonight because there is no one else here, and we extremely appreciate it. We appreciate any time volunteers come out here for these playoff matchups, and with only one camera operator and being Nikita, he's doing a fantastic job.
Without him, we would not be calling this game. As the puck comes back to the blue line, kept in by Zabo. Zabo will try to clear the zone, but he's laid by Chard. Now McGowan, down low to Bowers. Bowers throws it right into the slot. Ends up on a stick of the Nationals, trying to shoot, put it through. Ends up right underneath Dobrik as he managed to squeeze the legs and keeps it out.
Dobrik having to do the old fish behind maneuvers. He had to lean as he felt that puck was rolling through behind him. And he's able to put the glove behind, make sure that that puck does not swerve loose so that the Nationals don't have a scoring opportunity. Now with 6 skaters on the ice, and now we've got a timeout being called. I believe it'll be by the Chatham Maroons.
By the Chatham Maroons, so Nationals and Maroons both heading to the bench, regroup here, try to get a play drawn up. Luka Dobrik has been unstoppable tonight. A few cracks in the armor, it looked like halfway through the second, but has locked it down here in the third and has denied everything the Nationals have put towards him.
And that's what you want from your goaltender. Late in the game, you want him to be Mr. Consistency, and that's what Dobrik is throughout this entire playoff. He has a perfect record in this postseason of 3-0, looking to make it 4 here tonight. And on this timeout, you can see the Maroons drawing up their defensive schemes, not allowing the Nationals to try to get any grade A scoring chances. The Nationals, they're just taking this more as a breather break, as they know what they need to do. They need to pot 2 goals here in the next 2 minutes and 20 seconds here if they want to get into overtime or maybe even get a third and try to win this game. As right now, game 4 of this series will head to Chatham. One team will be going into that game leading 2-1, whether it'll be Chatham or London. The next 2 minutes and 20 seconds will decide that.
Charge tries to win the faceoff, ends up going scrummed and picked up now by Spence. Spence tries to clear it out, fans on the puck. Does clear the zone as McGowan will pick it up for the Nationals. Over to Burge. Back to McGowan. Getting pressured on him by Fancy. Now over to Wood. Wood brings it across the blue line. Wood takes a shot, kicked aside again by Dobrik. Gets to the blue line and will clear the zone once again. Cunningham's going to be the lone man on the attack. Picked up by McGowan. McGowan circles back. Just under 2 minutes now. Over to Wood. Across the blue line to Chard. Chard trying to find a pass out front, just ends up putting it right on net. And it's Wood who just drives right on top of Dobrik. Loses the glove in the process, but Dobrik manages to hang on still.
And desperate times call for desperate measures, and Riley Wood driving all the way towards the net, and him and Dobrik make a bit of contact on that play as Wood loses the glove. And he'll have a face-off here to his left as the Nationals are trying to line themselves up to try to get a scoring opportunity right off the draw.
Chard wins that face-off clean. Over to McGowan. Now to Burge. Burge puts it on net, but Wood gets knocked down in front. Can't get anything on it. Fancy tries to clear the zone. Ends up on a stick of Brown. Brown comes in and will ice the game as the Chatham Maroons will take a 5-2 lead here. And will take a 2-1 series lead here in shocking fashion as they will defeat the London Nationals.
And David Brown getting his second goal of the contest tonight, which will pretty much seal the deal for the Chatham Maroons as they will take this game unless there is a monstrous comeback here in the next minute 18 by the Nationals. But otherwise, as of right now, the Maroons have game 3 in their back pocket.
Face-off won by the Maroons, but the Nationals will pick it up and throw it into the Maroons' territory. Picked up by Gervais. He'll try to break it out. Over to Paranuzzi. Back to Gervais. He'll cross the blue line. He gets hit. Almost gets knocked right off his feet by Heggie. Now over to Duarte. Duarte tries to make a move inside. Ends up on the stick of Noah Arsenault. Arsenault just flips that one right on net. And we'll get another face-off. As Duarte takes an extra swing at Dobrik as he goes by. National, the Maroons not too happy with that.
Yeah, not the smartest move there for Duarte in a late game.
As another play down low. Back it. Tries to make a play out front. Vanderzom in there with Duarte. Once again, puck will come out. Get to the blue line. Another hit thrown. And we play it down in the corner. Nationals will pick it up. 26 seconds left in the game. Cross the blue line. Another penalty coming here as Heggie getting into it as the Maroons and Nationals both starting to jar with each other. Duarte getting into it with Paranuzzi. Linesman does the smart thing and takes Curtis Heggie off to the side as the other linesman and refs trying to break this up.
Yeah, a lot of voices going on down low there. Late stages of this game as Chatham just making sure that they keep themselves straight and making themselves sure. They got 20 seconds to go in here as both teams will want to get this puck down and try to get this game to the end of regulation. As you can see, Burge is having a conversation with the official. The 2 minutes goes up on the clock for Curtis Hagee. That is his third penalty of the game.
So he gets the pair for, gets the 2 for the slash. Let's keep an eye if anything else. It doesn't look like any other calls will be made on the play. As we get another reset down here. Burge jumps onto the ice just to have a conversation with the ref, and he'll get sent right back out. But the ref's not happy. Burge will have to go right back out on the ice. Swap out for Logan Paceroff.
And now a new center will have to go in, and it will be Beaupre taking the draw.
Nationals will win the faceoff forward. Laid down low again. Burge just applying a few hard hits in the corner as the scrums ensue once again. Whistles go as we're going to see a few more penalties go here in the last minute, the last couple seconds of the game.
Yeah, Burge took exception to the physical contact, and Aiden Barry's over there trying to calm his team down. There are a lot of voices going on down low, and the Maroons are just going to skate away from this one as they don't want to have to deal with any of it. And so Burge will make it down the cut way as his night will be done, as the referees will sort out the penalties here.
Arsenault will be heading to the box for the Nationals. See Spence heading over to the penalty box here just to have a conversation with the refs. Arsenault will also be getting the gate.
We'll see what comes of this, as there's been multiple players on both sides that have dealt with suspensions here in this postseason, so we'll see what comes out of tonight's contest as the officials are still working the penalties out.
The other ref is still having a conversation with the Maroons bench as we're trying to figure out exactly what's going on here. Still waiting for the call as the ref is talking with the timekeepers.
So both with Arsenault and Burge making their way out, they both likely got 10-minute misconduct for them to be able to be not in the penalty box, so they are no longer in this game, as the official has talked to both teams. As it looks like we're going to have potentially 4-on-3.
Yeah, so both sides getting this penalty after penalty, as we will have some short-handed action here. It'll be 5-on-4 in favor of the Maroons. No penalties assessed to the Maroons. The Nationals just managed to take another one here. And the puck will just get picked up and flipped down into the corner. And with that, time will expire as the Chatham Maroons come back down 0-1 in the series, now lead the series 2-1 with a huge 5-2 victory over the London Nationals. We will be back with the Paul Duarte and Associates Nationals postgame show after this.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
A Heart and Home original series. When Calls the Heart returns with an all-new season.
Constable? I wrote this as a love letter to my son and to everyone else in this town.
I can't quite outrun my past. We're on the threshold of a new era here.
When Calls the Heart, Season 9.
Welcome to the Paul Duarte and Associates Nationals post-game show. The Chatham Maroons win 5-2 over the London Nationals in a very interesting contest between these two teams. Saw a lot of scoring in both first two games of the series. Much closer contest between these two. It was really a 4-2 game. You get that fifth goal as the empty netter. But what do you think of the contest overall?
Overall, I thought it was a really defensively styled hockey game tonight. You had both teams heading into the first period. Chatham only had the 1-goal lead, and London was able to pot 2 goals in the second. But once again, it's both teams playing a very defensive style here in game number 3. We'll see if that carries into game number 4. This game I wouldn't classify as a big scoring game. Yeah, there was 7 goals in tonight's contest, but overall it was very tight-knit. Both teams trying to play as much defense as they can, and Chatham ends up coming out of the other side, and they now lead this series 2-1.
I think the big difference maker in this contest is Luka Dobrik, goaltender for the Chatham Maroons. He was clearly a difference maker tonight.
Oh, for sure, and that's what you want to have in a goaltender. He now moves to 4-0 this postseason, and I won't be surprised come game 4 that he gets the starting job once again for the Chatham Maroons. He's one of those goaltenders you want to have in the postseason. He's solid throughout. Tonight he played a very solid game. The pucks that beat him were just goals that would happen in any other game. Other than that, he made a lot of golden saves in tonight's contest. The same can be said for Aiden Berry as well. Even though he allowed 4 goals in tonight's contest, he made a good job as well, and so we'll see in game 4 what both teams want to do with their goaltenders.
Unfortunately, Berry did get hung out to dry a little more than Dobrik did in this contest. We did see that in the first period, in the first game 1, but we'll have more of our post-game after this.
Calling all journalism students, Omni Television is once again awarding scholarships to qualified students pursuing a career in third language journalism.
Canada is a multicultural country, and I know that there are a lot of people like me out there. We need a support to do our job in our native language.
Omni is home to a variety of locally produced current affairs programs and daily national newscasts, broadcast in 6 languages. To learn more about Omni scholarships, visit omnitv.ca/scholarships.
I started playing softball when I was 5 years old. I loved it because it was all about having fun with my friends, and it still is.
From little kids to adults to seniors, softball is a sport for everyone. Join us.
There's been some talk about this, and it's going to materialize here. He scores! Wow! How do you stop that? You don't.
Between the legs, Holy score! Dandy highlight reel goal!
And what is going on here?
There's a shot, they score! Shot!
Ladies and gentlemen, give that man some hats.
The OHL playoffs continue on Rogers TV.
Take a look at Game 5 here. Will be our next contest on Rogers TV. Same time, same place. Wednesday night here at the Western Fair Sports Center. Could be a do-or-die game for the London Nationals as they now trail this series by 2-1. And it's a big statement win for the Maroons as they take home ice advantage in this series now as we take a look at our 3 stars of the game.
Yeah, the first star being Connor Paranuzzi. He was magic tonight. David Brown got 2 goals for the Maroons. And Braden Sanovi, he got a magical goal there by the Nationals on a tic-tac-toe play, or pardon me, that was a drive to the net, and he's able to bury that one as he gets a goal tonight, and those are the 3 stars of tonight's contest.
With Sanofi as well, I think he is the big standout for the Nationals. He's had a very solid series all in all. A lot of that, I think, comes from his physicality he seemed to have brought out of him throughout this playoff run. During the regular season, we saw that he's got quick legs, and he really just opens ice up with his speed. But during this playoff run, he's really picked up that physicality and brought it to a whole nother level. It's been impressive to see what he's done, especially with just 3rd line minutes.
Well, when you play a physical style game, you tend to get the puck more often. And when you're laying that body, the puck ends up being on your stick. When you're laying the body out, when you're making them play along the boards, when you're rubbing a guy out, your team ends up getting the puck, and for a guy like Sanofi in this playoffs, he's been able to rub his guy off into the boards, go towards the net, and he's been able to capitalize on scoring chances, and he's had those key goals so far for the Nationals here in this postseason.
I think the key is as well, during the regular season, he didn't have that physicality, so his feet kept moving more than his hands could. Now that he's slowed it down, got out that physicality, the hands are catching up a bit, and he's managed to put a lot more points on the board. And with that, we will be back with more of our postgame after this.
Ani, I'm Carolyn King, and I'm a member of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation and the creator of the Moccasin Identifier. Philip Cote, an artist in Toronto here, took and redrew real moccasins. We're starting over with the children. The idea is that they would research whose land their school is built on, near, or what treaty area they're in. And the educational kit that we have has all that information in there. And the children just, love it. My dream is that this province will be covered with moccasin identifiers within the next decade, and they will forever know whose land they're on. That's the goal. Educate and awareness with a nice, simple little program called Moccasin Identifier.
At St. John Ambulance, we're all about community. We teach life-saving skills and provide community support through our volunteer services. All St. John Ambulance product sales and training registrations support these important services. Volunteer, donate, or enroll in a program today so we can continue to have an impact on our community. Visit sja.ca to learn more. At St. John Ambulance, we do more than save lives, we change lives.
Once again, looking forward to Game 5 here at the Western Fair Sports Center. We'll be on Wednesday night here on Rogers TV. Same time as always, 7 o'clock puck drop. As once again, it could be a series ender, or it could be the start of a brand new series. All depends on what happens in Chatham in Game 4. And this game overall, back and forth throughout the majority. Maroons open the scoring early in the first period. Paranuzi getting that first goal as the Maroons got the lone goal of that first period. It looked like it was just a lot for them. And then the second period is really where it opened up back and forth.
Yeah, absolutely. Sanofi, Brown, Bowers, and Glinski get the scoring going in that second period. And it was just a period there that a lot of the goals happened. And you can see in the third period, they put it away with Scorethorpe on that 2-on-1 passing play with Fancy setting that all up by himself. And then Brown getting the empty netter there to make it a 5-2. Shots ended up being 36-26 in favor of the Maroons. London not being able to get a lot of the shots towards the net tonight, only getting 26. But again, that's what happens here in playoff hockey.
I think that's one of the biggest concerns the Nationals have to have going into Game 4 here, is they did not control possession of the puck. The Maroons basically had it on their sticks almost the entire length of the game, especially in the first and third periods. What do the Nationals have to do differently to make that to change their fortunes and come back in Game 4?
Simplify their game. Right now, they're trying to find those open lanes, and right now, those are not happening. The puck is bouncing on them way too much for them right now, so it's just simplify their game, simplify a breakout, get into the offensive zone, and just throw pucks at the net, because you never know, it could go into the back of the net like we saw here tonight. We've had a couple of fluke goals in tonight's contest that really just happened out of nothing and just simplifying the game. So if you just shoot the puck on the net, good things happen.
I think as well, the Nationals getting a lot more firepower back in the lineup on Wednesday for the next game in Game 4. Daniel Torrealba back in the lineup from a 4-game suspension for him. And Holmes as well. He's back in the lineup for the Nationals. So Holmes is missing from this contest, a big loss for them. We'll see if that impact will be enough for the Nationals to come back in this series as we get set for Game 5 on Wednesday night. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Get up. Then
at the very least, you have sat in stillness.
Yeah.
Give your nervous system a break.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
Still and you're silent. And so even though the mind is busy, that's okay. Like you still have a gain when you get up after those 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's if you choose to say, I can't do this, and it's been 2.5 minutes, and then you get up, and then basically you've rewarded being busy in the chaos. So you favored chaos over peace. And it's easy to do, to favor that, but it's a lot harder to sit for those first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And just trust that because you're so busy all the time, that it's just an automatic response that you want to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's hard. So that's part of it, but you will gain even if you just sit for 5.
That's awesome, Chantel. Thank you so much. You shared some great insights, and I so much appreciate that. I'm hoping now that we can bring back Heidi and just have a little bit of a wrap-up discussion while we have just a couple of minutes left. So Heidi and Chantel, first of all, I feel like this is a conversation that's important to have, and one maybe that's not had very often or in this way, relating mindfulness and meditation and how we need to prioritize it in whatever way works for us the best. And that's very personal probably for each of us. And also remembering that it's important when you're trying to care for other people that we need to care for ourselves first. Heidi, I wonder if you could share, you had mentioned earlier that you had a bit of an activity or something that you do, and I'm wondering if you could share that with us.
Yeah. So obviously mindfulness helps us to be in the present moment, which is the place we need to be, right? Because the past we can't do anything about that, and the future is far, far away from us. And one of the things that I did, and I continue to do, if I'm about to make a presentation at work, or if I know I'm walking into maybe a more difficult conversation, it's just a really small practice, and it's really just to ground you, and it's referred to as awe. So that's the beginning of each question. So the first question is just asking yourself, am I breathing? The second is, where am I breathing? Because that's really important, because if we're shallow breathing, chances are we're not going to do a whole lot to ground ourselves. We really need to try and deepen that breath. So am I breathing? Where am I breathing? What am I feeling? Because that's really important, because if you can name it, you can tame it. So it's really good to kind of identify it and create a little space there. And then the last one is, where am I grounded? So if you're sitting or you're standing, just reminding yourself that you are grounded in the now. So it's a very simple practice, but it's just enough to kind of shift whatever might be happening that's pulling us either into the future or into the past.
Oh, I love it. That's a great idea. Thank you so much. And I know that there's so many different types of forms of meditation, mindfulness that you can do. And Chantel, you mentioned about how you draw on all of your senses and really bring to your attention, what your smells and what you're going to feel. And I think that's so important for people to remember too, is I've done little, mindfulness walks with one of my daughters, where we'll go out and I'll say, let's name, 5 things that you can hear right now, but it really kind of brings to your attention or allows you to focus on the things around you, which sometimes we just don't. We're so distracted that I don't think we really pay attention to what's going on in the moment. So little tips like that maybe it doesn't necessarily, if people are just starting, it doesn't necessarily have to be sitting still if that's not somebody's way of being. Would that be safe to say?
In the beginning, it's just bringing awareness, but I'm a big proponent of at least taking, you can sit in a chair for 5 minutes and just be still and just focus on your breath. Your breath is, this is what keeps you alive. It's something that goes unnoticed and unappreciated. And I think taking literally a breather for yourself. I know there's been times, where I've had to take care of my mom. I'm running a business. I'm looking after my kids. Yeah. And I literally had only maybe 5 minutes before the next thing was coming up. And I say to my family, I'm going into the basement, give me 5 minutes. And I just laid on the sofa and just focused on my breath for 5 minutes. And that's okay, recharge, reboot. up and at it again. But it's these little things that that you need to take care of.
Yeah.
And again, even though walking, it's really good, but we live in such a busy society, and we're always bombarded with information and movement and go, that it's literally becoming really difficult for people to sit and be still, which that's what your nervous system needs. So you don't have to close your eyes. You can just sit and look out the window and just daydream if you need to.
Right.
In silence. I think that's an important piece to self-care.
I love that you said that, and I almost feel in a very good way, like you called me out, and I like it. It's like
a lot of people are afraid of being in silence and sitting still. Like that is a common fear that I run into quite often. So
I think it's really important. I don't know, Heidi, if you can relate too, but even, not feeling guilty. And I think in having the people around you to care for and about and that you love so much, feeling okay with the fact that, okay, I'm zipping out of here for 5-10 minutes and that's mine. And it's, I feel okay with that because I need it in order to be the better me I need to be for you. And I think that's just maybe something we learn over time, but I don't know. Heidi, do you have any thoughts on that?
I agree wholeheartedly. I think we're pulled in, just like Chantal said, we're pulled in so many different directions. Yeah. We don't take that moment out to just breathe, to just connect with ourselves.
Yeah.
We're just going to keep, it's like a hamster wheel, right? And eventually you're going to fly off.
Yeah, absolutely. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been an absolute pleasure. I mean, this is the best opportunity I could have ever created. It's selfish, but it's worth it. It's selfish in a good way, where I get to just reach out and connect with people who I find inspirational and that I admire. So thank you for saying yes, and thank you for being a part of this. And I'm hoping so many people will learn something from this show, and I know that they will.
And thank you. So
thank you.
Important for sure.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today on our show. And I'm hoping that you got something from talking about mindset, mindfulness, and meditation, and realizing that how important it is for us to just take some time. Don't feel guilty. Remember Chantal's lessons about breathing. Remember Heidi's little activity about awe. Look back at this episode as many times as you need to figure out what those lessons are, so that you can feel comfortable going forward and implementing these ideas regularly. So thank you so much. I'll look forward to the next show. Take care.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line. Email us or connect with us on social media.
Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Mario Elia, and I'm the host of a new show here on Rogers TV that we're calling Keeping London Healthy with Dr. Mario. So tune in Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. and we'll see you then.
My husband is a wonderful man and a great father when he's not drinking. I'm so angry he chooses alcohol over us. If he really loved us, he'd stop drinking, right? My counselor suggested I try Al-Anon. I didn't understand why. I'm not the one with the problem, but I'm glad I went. Do you worry about someone's drinking? You are not alone. Al-Anon or Alateen can help. Call 866-200-0033 or visit alanon.org/hope.
You're watching Rogers TV.